Hello? Hello? Sorry for the wait. Good morning. Hello? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, hello. Hello. Whoever is the bomb. Wow. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Oh, sorry for the wait. My charging soon skin was on a little bit longer than I intended to run it for. But how are you guys doing today? Hi, I'm so sleepy. I'm so tired. It's been kind of a weird last few days, I think. Good morning. Good morning. Afternoon. And good evening to European followers. Yeah, maybe it's afternoon for you guys. I don't know what time it is over there. I do want me to get good sleep. Yeah, I think I got pretty good sleep. Yeah. I can actually watch Donuts do my job now. Wait, really? Really? Wow! Oh, I'm happy for you. Base job? Or let's do watch streams while you're working? A base job? I've only ever had one job that let me watch streams while I was working. Yeah, well, I guess two if you count this one. If you count this one. Yeah, if you count this one, that's two, I guess. Although I don't often watch a lot of streams. I have been trying to watch more streamers, though. I have been trying to watch more VTuber streams and stuff. 5 p.m. in Germany. Oh, is 5 p.m. like... Okay, is 5 p.m. like the evening? Or is that like the afternoon? I actually never thought about that. I'm not sure what time qualifies as like the evening and what's afternoon. I'm still very eepy too. Yeah, I got good sleep. I think my eepiness is more just like exhaustion maybe? I don't know. Well, I talked in my Discord a little bit about like feeling kind of like muted and depressed recently. I have been feeling that way. I'm not entirely sure what the cause is. Might be burnout, maybe a bit of overwork. I don't know. I've had so many things that I need to figure out and so many things that I'm worried about and just so many things. And I've been trying to think like, okay, what can I get done now? And what do I need, like, at least a model art to get done? And then if I do have to wait, though, for the model art to be done, what if that's not enough time to get it done before debut? I guess we just deal with it. I don't want to delay debut longer. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a lot of things. The dog I've been watching all weekend snores like an old man and it kept waking me up. Nah, puppy! Well, at least you know puppy's sleeping well. Puppy can figure it out. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think I just need to like sit down and really think about it. That's part of why I've been giving myself, I gave myself some extra time off this week, which is really just one extra day. Oh, Choo Choo! Good morning, Choo Choo! Good morning, Choo Choo! But yeah, I'm pretty much after today just taking every day off until like Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Is delaying debut really all that bad? If the stuff isn't ready, I personally wouldn't mind a delay. I guess it kind of depends. It's kind of hard for me to envision like what that'll look like. Because like, I have bounced the idea around of maybe taking like a little break from Rebbi, like when it gets close to time I want to debut cheer. If it's like a week or two away, you know, we take like a break a week or two. But like, I don't even know when that would be. I don't even know. So if I'm like, if stuff ends up getting like delayed and stuff. You know, I think I had a point when I brought up bringing up a break, and now I can't remember what that point was. I had a point I was gonna make. Now I can't remember what it was. My head has been so bumbly, filled with thoughts recently. but yeah, it's been tough thinking about like the timeline and stuff. But yeah. Oh, I think my point was I was thinking about taking a break beforehand. Okay, now I can't remember what my point is again. What the heck? Sorry, I'm not trying to forget. It's just escaping me. But I guess I could just, I don't know. I do want to move things over as fast as I can, as quick as I can. I guess it would kind of depend on how long the delay is. I mean, really the only thing we need for the debut is the new model. Anything else, like I would like to have a new starting soon screen. I would like to. Maybe. Because I would feel kind of nice. You sound exhausted. I kind of have been, yeah. It doesn't help. It's been warmer. It's been warmer where I live, too. And, like, the heat makes it so it's harder for me to focus. Like, I was struggling with that yesterday when I was making my schedule. Because I'm sitting here looking at my tablet, trying to put my schedule together. And then my head just felt like, oh, you know, I felt like I couldn't focus. I had my AC on and everything, and I was sitting here wondering, like, is it warmer in here than it normally is? I thought we were done having heat waves, but I guess there's another one. I guess there's another little heat wave, so. Yeah, it's very warm in here right now too. That's not gonna help. It's not gonna help with my like thought process, cause I'm trying to focus and tell you guys stuff, and the heat is making it hard to do that. Sorry, I'm like, don't go. No, it's okay. I was late by a couple minutes too, I think. Yeah, when I had my starting soon screen up, there was something I realized, like, oh, I forgot to do this. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. So I tried to get it done. Yeah. Nothing went wrong with taking some extra time to yourself. Even frogs need rest. I think the point I was going to make is I was thinking about taking a break, and if things get delayed, that can make it murky when that break would be and also how long it is, because I don't want to take a long break. You know. But I also have been wondering if I might need a break anyway. I don't know. I've been thinking. I've been shopping around. I've been thinking about the possibility of getting like a lore video. Like, you know, just like a short one to like tack on some extra lore as to why Tio is back. I thought about it. I kind of like that idea. But I was like shopping around. I even asked for like artist recommendations and stuff. And I just wonder, like, even if I can get a really cheap artist, like Toffee recommended me one that was very cheap. But like, it depends like how many illustrations am I gonna need? Because like, you know, the price adds up, and it's like, how many am I looking at? And then also, I was looking at VGen yesterday. And I noticed VGen has this new feature on it, where I guess if you're planning to monetize it, there's an upcharge. In pricing. You know, like there's like some people have it clicked by default. Like, I guess some people won't let you have it if it's like monetized. They won't let you put it on a monetized channel for some stuff. And then some people, it's like an upcharge if you're gonna have it monetized. And I'm just here like, how much money do you think I'm making off a lore video? Excuse me. Well, I saw some artists when I was looking around for illustrators. I saw some artists where it's like that box just had like an X in it. Like it was like faded out gray with an X in it. And then it was like it wouldn't let me click it. So like, are you telling me that I cannot monetize it? I mean, but then that introduces a loophole in my mind, because I can turn monetization off for that specific video. And I personally wouldn't mind doing that. I don't think I'm gonna make a lot of money in ad revenue off a lore video. You really don't make a lot in ad revenue unless you're like really big, which I'm not really big. So personally, I wouldn't mind doing that. But then that kind of introduces the loophole of, like, if you can just turn monetization off, do you even pay then for the extra pricing? I actually asked Toffee that, and she said, like, nah, I think it would still be seen as, like, you're using it to promote your channel, so it's seen as, like, monetized. Okay, but in that case, for these people that have it completely X'd out and you can't change it, does that mean you will only let me commission lore video illustrations for a video that cannot be put up on my YouTube channel? I don't know. It's so confusing. Why would I commission a lore video that can't be put on my channel? It's like, oh, personal use? That's okay. Monetized use though? No. And I'm like, who is commissioning a personal use lore video? Who is out here commissioning a lore video just to have it in their computer and nobody else can see it? And bruh, it doesn't make any sense. The VGen price gouging is real. It's gotten so bad recently. Like, I remember I was looking on VGen for stuff for Rebbi's debut earlier this year. It wasn't even that long ago. None of this was a thing. And now it seems like it is. I'm just like, what the heck? That sounds stupid. I know it's confusing. You can share it on Discord only. Sorry, Pog Times. I guess you'll have to join the chill Discord to learn the lore. To get the juicy, sweet lore, the backstory. It's so weird. I don't know what to think about it, except just how weird it is. I just feel like only I may earn money. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess personally for the monetized upcharge thing, I can maybe see that if you make the like personal price very low, right? And then with the upcharge, it's what you would have charged anyway, right? It's what you would have charged anyway without this feature on VGen. Like, if the price gets boosted to $30 or something with the monetization thing clicked on, if $30 would have been your price anyway without this feature, then I don't mind that. But like, I feel like people aren't gonna use it that way. They're gonna be like, I want $30 for a base price, and then, oh, 15% more. Finally, no, double the price for monetization, you know, and then I can't afford that. I know I got a lot of money from the Donathon, but all that money's for specific things. I don't have all that money just to throw on a lore video. So I've been bouncing the idea of like, well, maybe I should just draw it myself. Which I can do. My art's not amazing, but I could draw something. The problem there though is it takes multiple illustrations. Like, first I have to plan out what I even want it to look like. Then I need to draw multiple illustrations. It takes a while. And like for Chio, I did do that for the first half of the lore video. The first half with the crayon sketches. Those are all mine. It took a long while, and also I was pre-debut when that happened. I wasn't streaming, so I had like, I mean, I still had a job that I had to go to and stuff. But like, I had a lot of extra time that I could just dedicate to that. And that's where I question, like, okay, like, well, if I'm gonna do something like that, I would probably need to, like, take a break to focus on it. Because, I don't know, I feel like I could, I mean, I'm already feeling a bit burnt out when I'm not doing that. If I was doing that, you know? Yeah, it's kind of confusing. You had a job? I did! I had a job! Yeah! And I worked at that job alongside Pixel Link for like a while. I think I only quit my job around like September last year. It was like September, October. Yeah, that's when I quit my job. I was working 2 jobs technically for like most of my time in Pixel. Because I wanted to really make sure that I'd be okay, you know? I wanted to see at least 3 months of income where there was no like big event or anything, you know? Because when you have a big event, people get excited and they want to give you more money and stuff. So it's smart to see what your income will be when you don't have a big event going on. So I waited a while to quit my job. I probably could have quit it earlier, but I just wanted to be like super extra certain. Because the last thing I wanted was to quit my job prematurely. And then like 2 months later I have to be like, hard times, emergency funds, I can't pay my rent, I quit my job too early, now I'm a stinky bugger. And that would have been really embarrassing. So yeah, I waited. And it ended up turning out okay. Well, actually, I had that exact same worry all over again when I was Rebbi. So I was like, okay, not all my pod chomps follow me over here. Okay, well, what is it gonna look like now? What's it gonna look like now? It ended up being okay. It ended up being okay. You guys are really generous and you keep me afloat. I remember it going full-time streamer. Yeah, that was so exciting. I wanted to be a full-time streamer for so long. That was like a dream come true. That was like my very first like big streamer dream, was get to just be full-time streamer. Yeah. I found VTubers to be a bit too trigger happy with adding fees on. Yeah, it was never that bad before, but I feel like now it's just, yeah. Well, I also feel like recently I've been struggling to find people, like pricing aside, I feel like I've also been struggling to find people whose style I would like as well from VGen. It's like, there's, no offense to like Western styles, it's just not what I'm personally looking for, but I feel like when I get on VGen, I used to see a lot of like, you'd have some Western styles, and then you'd have anime styles too, you know, like more Eastern styles. But I feel like recently, I just see more Western styles. A lot of it. And it's also just, it's not what I'm looking for. So it makes it kind of harder in that sense too to find people. Yeah, I don't know. I have to resort to like asking people for like recommendations. Okay, I forgot the word recommendations for a second. I'm like, what word am I thinking of? Suggestions could work. But there's another one though. Recommendations. Yeah. It's so they can put an upfront cost that looks good when you sub. No. I don't like it. You're very dedicated and passionate in your work, Rebbi, and you deserve all the success coming your way. Thank you. I do really love what I do. Yeah, even when it gets hard. You know, even this morning I was feeling kind of like depressy. I was thinking like, I don't know. I've been pretty open about like struggling with loneliness this year. That's been my biggest struggle as an indie, has just been loneliness. I mean, like I'm still like friends with my VTuber friends, you know, like I'm still friends with most of my gen mates and stuff. And gen mates and senpais, you know. We still talk a good bit. But like I feel like when you're not actively working with each other anymore, it's just a little harder to keep up with each other, you know? Well, I feel like that's a big thing with a lot of VTubers. That's just like a thing, that's just like a thing with the VTubers, and VTubers are very busy. VTubers can also be very shy and introverted. And when you combine all that all together, it makes for people that you don't often talk to. So when you're in an agency and you're like actively working together, you get more interaction. And man, I really miss that. It's been really hard going from having that to like not having that. Yeah. Man, I'm so hungry. The hunger is like setting in right now. I'm gonna drink water to distract myself. Okay, whew. I had pasta and garlic bread for dinner last night, which is like yummy. But I feel like whenever I have pasta, maybe it's the fact that it's a lot of carbs. I feel like the hunger hits me harder later. And I'm just like, I never eat breakfast before my thumbnail making streams because they're just earlier in the morning. But yeah, now it's just like, man, stop being hungry, Tommy. I'll get food in a bit. I'll get food later. I'll make like cheesy spinach. I went to the store yesterday. I had to go to 3 different grocery stores to find Popeye's spinach. The first grocery store that I went to had no spinach at all. No canned spinach. I like scoured the canned vegetables and I'm just like, where the frick is the spinach? There was no canned spinach. I don't think I've ever seen a store not have canned spinach. And it was like a decently big grocery store. It's not some tiny little corner store. What the heck? And then I went to another store and they did have canned spinach, but they only had the Del Monte brand. And that brand's not as yummy! It's not as good! I don't like the Del Monte brand very much. So then I had to go to a third store and that's where I found it and I got 7 cans. But the shelf was high up. They had more cans, but I couldn't reach them anymore. And I debated monkey climbing up the shelves to reach the cans at the back, but I was like, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do that. So instead I got just 7 cans of canned spinach. Yeah. I miss the holiday events sometimes. Me too. I was thinking about doing some holiday events this year. Well, I guess we still can. At first I was thinking it'd maybe take like roughly 2 months to get Cheeto put together. So I would be like moving over to Cheeto before like the holidays. But now that I got this particular artist locked in, and they're gonna be starting mid-October, it's gonna be a little bit longer. But sorry, random book. A little bit longer, but not too long. I guess I've been feeling kind of stuck because like, yeah, so much of my content has to wait. I've thought about taking it easier on streams, like reducing stream times until Cheeto's ready, but I feel like with how long we have to wait, it's too early to do something like that, you know? Yeah, it's too early. I do think more time could be good so I can prepare for stuff, but it's too early for that right now. Yeah. Maybe we should eat while streaming more often. I don't like it because then I have to go quiet. You know? And then there's like gaps of silence. And it makes me feel self-conscious. Yeah. I pretty much trained myself to just have something to say like pretty much all the time. Try to fill the silence. You know? If you got too much dead air, then that's not very good as a streamer. So I'm very conscious of that. I miss pixeling. Me too, honestly. I really do miss pixeling. You know, like it had its flaws and stuff, but it was really, really great. It was a really great place to work. Yeah. It was nice having friends and management was great. I did have my own personal like struggles that I struggled with. I've talked about that. I've talked about my own personal struggles. As I don't know if I want to rehash stuff. I have talked about my own personal struggles with like feeling like the odd one out. And feeling like I didn't quite have as many like guidelines to follow as I would have liked for me personally, because I work better with more guidelines. But I still wholeheartedly believe, just march right into the microphone. Nah, I shouldn't do that. Yeah. Man, you know, sometimes I wish my phone, I have my phone on like this side of my computer and my mic is on this side of my computer, so when I lean away, I lose tracking all the time. Sometimes I wish I could put my phone in the middle of my computer, but then it covers, it like blocks some of the screen. I don't know how people do it. I tried reorganizing where I put my phone. I feel like there's just always something in the way. It's always in the way of something. Chance, you talking about Lick So Pink or a different guy? I am talking about Lick So Pink. Yeah. I genuinely feel like it was a great place to be. And we were doing so well too. I'm really sad that things ended how they did. It also makes me sad. If I can be totally honest, it also makes me sad that like Pixelink got like some shade from audiences around the time of the closure too. Well, not around the time of the actual closure, but around the time that people started suspecting it. Or like suspecting that something was wrong. Man, people out here calling Pixelink a black corpo. And that made me so mad and sad and... And was Pixelink perfect? No, but I think if you're expecting any agency to be perfect, you're gonna be disappointed. I've heard like horror stories. Well, we've seen horror stories from like other places. If those are black corpos, then Pixelink was the same. Sorry, I'm wiping my eye because my eye is itchy. Okay, there we go. No, hang on, I'm still doing it. Am I done now? Okay, that might be good. Yeah, we just saw a corpo explode even. Yeah, like Pixelink had its flaws, and there are some things that maybe weren't like, you know, yeah. But I truly believe that like Pixelink was a very good place to work. I was happy to be there, and if Pixelink ever, I don't think this will ever happen, but like hypothetically, if Pixelink ever were to like magically come back, and they were like, hey, do you want to come work with us again? With the same team, the same people? I'd say yes. I liked being there. It was fun. Hi, Rebbi! Wait, I'm Rebbi. Hi, Yomi! You're Rebbi now! Take my identity. I'm sorry, I'm Evie. I went to say hi, Yomi, and then read the first word in your message was Rebbi, and it came out, hi, Rebbi. Hi, Rebbi! I started vacation today. Your stream is the first cozy place to be. Yeah! I'm Rebbi. Yomi is Rebbi now. I think that's the first time I've ever done that. Honestly, at this point, Pixelink is closer to the gold standard for me. No, honestly, yeah, Pixelink was really good, you know. There were some things that could have been a little bit better, but like Pixelink was fun. Wait, we need to do outfit swap right now. Yeah, that'd be cool. I feel like it wouldn't be that different though. It wouldn't really be too different. We have very similar outfits. We're both wearing like leotards. Is that the word? Leotard? Or is it like jumpsuit? Skin suit? I don't know. We're both wearing like stuff like that. The same type of base outfit. Yeah. A lot of people are just too addicted to the drama cycle of corporate collapse and are always looking for the next fix, especially around that time. Yeah. It made me really sad. I know why people feel that way. And I understand people getting like skeptical because we have had some corpos close and then comes out some bad stuff. You know, so I understand where it comes from. It still made me upset though, because I'm sitting here thinking like everyone really liked Pixel. There's always been so many positive praises, and then that at the first sign of something being wrong, in the sense of just a potential closure, not like a big scandal or anything, everyone's opinion just magically just whew, you know. I even saw some people were claiming to have like insider dirt, and they were like, oh, from the information that I got, I'm disappointed in Pixelink. I feel horrible for the challenge. And I'm just here like, what information do you have? Because like, it's not like that in here. It never was like that in here. When I was Chia and I talked about how much I loved Pixel Link, that came from the heart. It was not me just saying it to make a bad corpo look better. It came from the heart. That's how I really felt. It was really comfy there. And I think, I know a lot of like corpo faith right now is like down in the gutter, but I think Pixel Link gave me like hope that like not all agencies are like that. And I have hope that maybe I can find another one someday. I really want to join another one. If I can find the right opportunity. There's a big emphasis on if, but like I really want to. I think that's like the move I want to make. I don't really want to be an indie. I mean, there's perks to it. But you know, yeah. You'll get glasses and a lab coat. Deal, and then you can have my jacket. My jacket and the frobble to go with it. If your outfit was like this, it would be a leotard. Oh, okay, yeah, leotard is slightly different then. Yeah. Rebbi, you can't say leotard anymore. You have to say Leo mentally challenged now. No! Hello, brother. I hope you find one too. Me too. I think my biggest struggle is just that nobody's hiring right now. Well, and also, it has to be an adopt. It has to be an adopt, especially now, with Chio. I don't want to raise all this money to get Chio back, and then like 3 months later have to graduate because like, I don't know, Hololive picked me up or something. I think everyone would be very mad if that happened. And I honestly don't really want another identity anyway. You know, like it's exhausting after a while. Like if I took on another one, it would be my 4th one. I don't want another one. I'm sure an agency would pick you up and adopt in time. Yeah, I'm just trying to be patient. Waiting for my chance. It's just hard. It's hard being patient, you know. But I would be patient. I was glad to see more corpos aligned for adoptions these days, like Prism Gen 7 and Phase Invaders. Yeah. Yeah. No, I really think so too. I know with adoptions, like, not everyone does them because the IP ownership thing can get kind of muddy. You know, so like you gotta have like a plan in place for like the IP. I don't, some places, I think it's like about like selling the merch and stuff. I think that's where like the problems come in. And I think that's where a lot of the agencies want to like own the IP when you like work there and stuff. Which I don't really mind as long as I can like take it back out if I wanted to leave, you know? If I have to like sign it over for the duration of my working here, but then I get it back upon like leaving, I don't mind that. If it makes it easier to sell merch, as long as I get it back, you know? Or like I wouldn't mind that. I don't know how many contracts work like that, but like that's, I would be okay with a contract like that, you know? But yeah, it just depends. It depends. And it kind of makes going somewhere a little bit harder because you have like conditions. Conditions are, you know, it's like it's like limitations. You can't just go anywhere, you know. I think someone from Pixel kept IP ticket to a new agency. Yeah, they did. That'd be too many names and models to keep track of. Yeah, it also just like. I've heard that there's like a term for it. It's called like fan fatigue, where like if your fans gotta follow you and track you down across too many identities, it gets exhausting. I don't want that either. I really wonder if it's too much going back to Cheeto. I mean, I know that's someone that you guys already know, so it's not like, oh, you gotta track me to a whole new identity or anything. But like, you know, it is another move. So like, I hope that's not too much. But I do not know. Yeah. So if you got into Hollow Life and the contact was good for you, I would cheer you on in your new life. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That would be pretty cool. Personally, though, I don't know if I'm a good fit for like Hollow Life. I don't really know if I'm like cut out to be an idol. You know? Also, the expectations would be like through the roof. And I'd have to like travel to Japan, I think. I think that's like part of it. You gotta travel to Japan, I think. Like a lot. Unless you wanna move there. I think I've heard something like that. And I've never left my country at all. Tio, who's that? Oh my god! I'm eventually gonna run out of things to match Dogo Whisper username. No! Well, at least you already know what to do when we move back. Yeah. At least there's that one. If I could, I'd step on Flork's foot and drag you into F3. Yeah, that would be fun. That could be fun. I'm excited to see for like what the future holds though. Yeah, like what opportunities I might be able to get. I am hoping 2026 will be the year of the opportunities. Hollow Life has high level of requirements. Yeah, I don't even know if I have like high enough skill level to even get in. Like, what am I good at? Commentary? Butt jokes? I think I am pretty good at commentary actually, but like if they want more than that, like I'm not very musically gifted. I've gotten better at singing. I think my singing has gotten a lot better. But like I can't play an instrument and I'm no master at singing and stuff, and I can't draw very well. You know, it's like what else can I do? I can play Zelda very well. Oh, perms for Nintendo games. Oh, I can play Prehistoric Hunt fairly well. Get the perms for that, please. Yeah, Hollow wants you to go to Japan a lot for concerts, for example. Yeah, I've never been on a plane for that long. That's gotta be exhausting. Ooh. Yeah, personally. Well, I've also never been in an agency that requires like having to get perms for stuff either. Cause Pixelink was a Western-based agency, we didn't have to worry about that. So like joining like a Japanese agency would be like an adjustment too. Yeah. Not only you have to travel to Japan for Hollow, you have to stay for long periods of time. How long? I don't think that's what I want to do anyway, though. Like, I think I really want to, like, I really want to go for the adoption option. Even if it makes it, like, kind of harder. Even if it makes it harder because fewer agencies offer that. Well, I don't know. Honestly, I'm gonna be totally honest. We've had so many agencies close. I feel like at this point, half of them do offer adoption branches. You know, well, maybe it's actually not as limiting as I'm thinking. Like half the remaining ones do let you adopt. Yeah. 2026, the year VTuber co-hosts got their crap together and stop freaking around. I don't know why I censored those words, I curse all the time. Yeah, that's another thing. The holograms can't just play whatever they want. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know how, strict they are with, like, commentary and stuff, too. I think that's, like, another concern of mine. Is like I wanna make sure I go somewhere where I feel like I would fit in. Cause that was my biggest personal issue, with Pixel, is like, I didn't have a lot of guidelines on what was okay and what was like not okay to say. And I think my being a little bit crazy, a little bit wild, a little bit unhinged was maybe a little too much. I don't think my CEO was quite ready for that. Which I feel like I'm not really even that unhinged. But I don't know. Like, I think it's my specific brand of humor or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. That was something that I struggled with a lot there. So I definitely want to make sure that, like, I go somewhere that, like, I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna fit in here, yeah, you know? Yeah, some of the young girls were in Japan for 3+ months! Some of them chose to live there full time because of how often they have to travel there. Excuse me! That's a long time, what the heck? Sometimes I wish I was a Basil/Musk guy so I could just set up and fund a VTuber group that basically did everything properly, even if operating at a small financial loss that I could just tank. Yeah, I don't know what you would need really to, like, set up a successful crypto. If you were to ask me, well, money is definitely needed. Also, business know-how, and I think a genuine appreciation for VTubers and the arts, I believe as well. You need someone who has business know-how, but also they don't only care about the business side, they also care about the artistic content side and stuff. You know? And I also have talked with some friends as well, who think like, oh, if you can put like a business avenue, like, how do I say this? If you have like another source of income, if you have something else you can put some of your stocks in, rather than just the VTubers, that's like another good thing, because it helps keep you afloat. Because if you only put all your money into VTubers, it's very hard to make it profitable unless you get like a girl that blows up and stuff, right? Right? You get like a super big talent, right? So that's where like having something like aside from the VTubers that you can put your money into is also good, because you're gaining like that like secondary profit avenue. Does this make sense? I feel like I'm struggling to like talk about it. But you know, maybe that's why Face Connect started their coffee. It's like that sort of thing, you know? Yeah. When possible, it'd be awesome to teach Chio in a new home. I want to get her into a new home. That's like a major goal of mine. Like, if I can get the right opportunity offered, I do want to go to like a new home as Chio. Yeah, it's just dependent on getting the right opportunity. Cause like I wanna be able to adopt. Like I want to be adopted. And then I also would like to keep the IP. I don't want to sign it away, especially if we had to get all this money to take it. And then I just want to, like, you know, feel like I fit in and stuff. Yeah. I was really advanced studio for motion capture stuff in JP. Building another would be more expensive than flying in towns every time it's needed. It'd be easier on the towns though. Also, I like to think that Hollow would maybe like, I like to think that Hollow would maybe have the money. According to what your company mates have said, you fit right in at Pixelink just fine. I know some people often say that to me. I've had even people say like, oh, well, you know, they decided to hire you, so clearly they thought you were like fit in and stuff. And like I appreciate like the thought. I appreciate the sentiment. But I still, you know, have my feelings on it. I really felt like a black sheep there. Like we all got along and stuff, you know? Like I didn't have any like beef or anything with anybody. We all got along, we were friendly. But there's being friendly, and then there's like being like super close ingrained, like you got a lot in common, your commentary style is the same, your CEO's not worried because you made a blue balls joke one time. and he wasn't quite prepared for the blue balls joke to come out. You know. Yeah, it's, you know, it's feeling like you don't have to walk on eggshells because you're secure in what you know is allowed and what you're allowed to be and what's okay. And, you know, I would just say, as someone who is less of a girly girl than my gen mates and senpais were, and a bit more unhinged and a bit more like, is brash the right word? Maybe? Yeah, like, all my company mates still liked me and stuff. That was not a problem, but just, I personally felt like I didn't fit in there very much. Brash, yes, that's what I would say. Yeah, makes sense. Like, I've got a bunch of side merch other than the VTuber. Bath bombs, ramen, candles, that's the right thing to do. Rebbi candles, where? I saw you have the bath bomb. I saw you and somebody else has the bath bomb, and I was just like, wow, I want a bath bomb. I've been using bath bombs when I take a bath. I've been using them, and it's been like super nice, you know. Yeah. If management didn't give you enough guidelines and that created the disconnect, that's management's fault, not yours. No, I agree, but it still created, there still was that disconnect there. And I still felt the way that I did about it. And, you know, like, management is also part of Pixelink and stuff. Right? Like, they were part of it too. So, when I say, like, feeling like a black sheep and not fitting in, it's not just my connection with the other towns, but it's also how do you vibe with management and stuff. Which management was really, really great. Like, I did have that personal struggle with them, but they were really, really great. And, like, I don't want, like, I always worry when I talk about this that people will, like, say, like, oh, can't believe management made Rebbi feel that way. Management sucks! Black Corba! And I don't want people's takeaway from that to be that, because management was genuinely great. This was just like a small hiccup. I think it's just because the corpo was so new. I mean, we only had 2 gens. I was Gen 2. There just wasn't somebody else of my personality type with my specific humor in the agency until I was there. So it was a bit of like new territory. I don't felt there being like, you know, maybe you didn't have a lot of guidelines at the beginning. You know, like that seems like normal to me. Like until you know how that you're gonna have to deal with something, you might not have like a lot of specific guidelines around that specific thing, right? It would have been nice to get some more after, but you know, I genuinely did like being there, even if I did feel that way a lot of the time. Yeah. There was still talent to the company having different personality, senses of humor, etc. as a good thing, Rebbi. No, I agree, but I still felt the way that I did. I think having a variety is good, but I think the problem is that I was the only one with that sense of humor. I was the only one with the sort of commentary that I did. And a lot of the other girls were just, you know, more girly. Like, they just fit in with each other a lot better. It's not that it's a bad thing, but if you are the only one there with a certain personality type, like, you are the only one there with that certain personality type. Like, that's also true. you know. I hope I'm getting, like, my feelings across. I don't know if I am. I don't know. I feel I'm a little like feeling a little airheaded, like lightheaded right now, I guess, you know. whenever I'm like, oh, I could maybe use a break. I feel like I've been overworking myself, but then I have like one more stream before my break starts. Like, I feel like I always kind of have like a bit of that, you know. Yeah. Genuinely, I'd be happy to hook you up if you want to talk later. Yeah, I want to hang out. We should hang out. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk later. Wink. I don't know why I'm winking. Wait, am I like secret message? Okay. Hanging out, ooh, subliminal messaging to not Yomi. It's actually Rebbi in chat. Ooh. Rebbi bath bomb would definitely get me to take baths again. I wonder what a Rebbi bath bomb would smell like. Well, actually, I guess we should probably say, I wonder what a Chio bath bomb would smell like. Because if I were to get anything like that, it'd probably be a Chio now. You know? Weak in Morse code. I don't know Morse code. They sound like they were great. I'm just saying that if they fumbled a bit, that's not on you. They need to learn from it. Part of being a company. No, I totally agree. And I'm happy that like people can hear about the flaws that I saw while still having like otherwise a positive opinion of the company, because like I really enjoyed being there. And it made me sad, like, as you know, it was happening as well when I was advertising my fundraiser. Some people took that as an opportunity to throw like shots at the company. I mean, like, you can have whatever opinion that you want, but like, I liked Pixel. Pixel was good to me, even with the flaws, you know. Well, I think every agency has flaws. I don't think you're gonna find one that's perfect. So you just gotta find one that's good enough for you. Yeah. Yeah. But folks, let's talk. What does Rebbi and Chio smell like? Well, I feel like Rebbi would probably smell like pond moss or something. Pond moss. You know better as an insider. Yepper. Well, I can only speak on I can only speak on my personal experience. I can't speak for the other girls, but yeah, I mean, that's how I felt. I feel like things could have been a little bit better, but also that things were also still very great. Yeah. Not bog water. I don't live in a bog. I live in a pond. I don't know what Chio would smell like though. Sweaty socks. Every time I see Chio's like feet in the socks and in the shoes, I always think like, yeah, those will probably be some stinky feet. Yeah, maybe. Chio smells like mac and cheese. Oh, I do like mac and cheese. Ooh, that would be good. Yeah, they could have been way worse. And the fact that after you still have a positive opinion means something. But yeah, well, it's not just that, but like they're also my hope for like the future. Cause like I know a lot of people right now probably have no faith in agencies at all. It's probably like at like a stupidly all-time low, especially after like the recent closure of a really particularly big agency, you know. I still think it's a little crazy they're just gone like that. It happened so fast. Yeah, a lot of people have a really all-time low opinion. Some people, you know, I know some people probably also thought like, oh, she wants to go for another agency? Man, she's crazy. But I just feel like Pixel just gave me that hope. Like, I feel like it gave me first-hand experience. Like, that, like, not all places are, like, bad like that, you know? Like, I feel like maybe to a fan who just sees all the closures and they don't get to see how it is inside, it looks that way. But I feel like having that, like, on-hand experience, really, like, it just, like, showed me, like, what a good corpo can be. So now I just have that hope that, like, maybe I can find another good one, you know? And I don't like being indie. I'm tired of being by myself all the time. You know, I feel like everything else about being indie is pretty good, but the loneliness is such a big problem for me. I don't want to be alone. Last year really was Small Corpo Armageddon. Yeah, it makes me sad that so many of them like kind of closed down around the same time. You know. But I do think a lot of it is like, it depends on the corpo, but I do think we've had some where like the person starting it just did not have the money or did not have the business know-how, or like they just didn't know what they were doing and weren't really qualified to start an agency. Because if you get people jumping on the trend who are like trying but they don't really know what they're doing, then you are gonna have a lot of closures later down the line when they inevitably just don't work out. So for some agencies, I'm not gonna say all of them, that's not all of them, some agencies that have closed, that was probably the case. And you know, yeah, you are gonna see some closures at that point. Real talk, Rebbi, Pixel was great and you didn't deserve to lose that support. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, I know one of my ex-managers is also very sad that things had to close. I think especially just because it was like over something like health issues, because it kind of felt like, you know, and my manager used to say like, you know, oh, we were doing so well, we were doing everything right. Not literally everything. I mean, you know, like of course Pixel still had flaws, but you know, Pixel managed to avoid some of the pitfalls that some other agencies might have fallen into. And I know my manager was like really sad. He loved all the girls. He loved getting to work with us. He liked being like a support and like cheering us on from the background. And I know I think he's been even more sad about it than some of us. And I feel really bad about it too. It feels like some kind of curse. You know, we didn't close because of like bankruptcy. We didn't close because the place was toxic. Like it was just unforeseen health issues. You know, it's like God's hand came to strike us down. Poof. Yeah. Most places aren't alpha. They just took a risk and were unable to be financially successful. Most private businesses fail in reality. Yeah, this is true. This is true. That's why I like, for the ones that have been standing up for a good bit, especially the ones that are like really established, I feel like those are the ones that are like more likely to be like, okay, they're good, they're surviving, they're doing well. I mean, of course we have seen some exceptions to that, but I think there's like exceptions to anything that you could say, you know? Yeah. It was honestly heartbreaking to see. Ill health is such a curse. I know, yeah. Oh well, no. But I mean, maybe there's some silver lining here. I guess it did give us the opportunity to maybe pursue other things if we wanted to. Question mark? I guess I'm just trying to look for that silver lining. If there ends up being a bigger opportunity in my future, then I'll just say that like Pixel's closure was just like it was a canon event in my career, like a stepping stone up to the next big opportunity. I don't know, but it seems to me that many new businesses fail in general, not exclusively VTuber companies. Living a business is hard, but done right, very rewarding. Yeah, that's just a business thing in general. It's not just like VTubers. Although I do wonder about the percentage of companies or like people start them because they see it's like trending or popular and it doesn't work out because of that. Because I do think we had quite a few of those in the VTuber sphere. Because VTubers kind of cater to like younger people a lot, right? You know? So yeah, we probably had some people who were like a bit on the younger side trying to like start corpos and stuff. I wonder what the percentage of that is compared to like other businesses that are not VTuber related. You know, what are the analytics here? I would love to know. I would love to see. Yeah. If you want to be part of a group still, there are a few options, Phase being one, but plenty of small to medium-sized ones right now. I think the biggest problem for me is like, again, like I want to be adopted. I don't want to raise all this money just to like go somewhere to a new identity in a few months, right? Like that would not be very good. And I would feel bad about doing that, and it's also just not really what I want. So then like out of places that have like adoption branches, like there's not very many. So like, you know. And then out of the ones that there are, I still have to make sure it's like the right decision for me. If an opportunity did come around, like I'd have to make sure it's the right opportunity for me too. So like, there's a lot of question marks. I think until someone like actually starts talking with me about it, it's just gonna be a lot of question marks, you know? I can't get any answers until I can ask. Yeah. You took it better than most of the other girls, at least publicly. I couldn't even watch Eddie Susan answer stream, she was so upset. Yeah, I think for me, I remember how awkward it was when I tried to announce it. That's because I had not been given really any guidance on what to say, and I was terrified of slipping up and saying something I was not supposed to. I didn't know what I was allowed to say. Yeah, I think I did take it better at the time. That's because at the time I was so stressed out, I started to associate anything relating to my corpo work with stress. So the idea of leaving was like the best thing ever to me at the time because I just wanted away from the stress. Yeah, so to me, I did see it as a good thing. I got to like start fresh. I got to have like a more lolly model like I wanted to have. And it was away from all the stress. So yeah, like at the time, the only thing I was sad about leaving behind was party time. But once the stress went away, that's when I was able to feel how I think I would have felt if I wasn't overcome with stress, and that was like missing more of the brand, missing the model, missing the, well, maybe not the model because I still want something more like lolly, but like missing Tito, and missing being part of like an agency. It's like I remember at the beginning, people would ask me like, oh, do you ever think you join another corpo? And my answer used to be I wasn't sure. I was actually leaning against it. Just because how stressed I was. But now I've had time away from all of that. Yeah, and I think getting to be indie as well also was good for me. I feel like I've had a lot of personal growth and stuff in my time being indie. I was a lot more awkward and uncertain, and Pixel was my first time being in a corpo, so I felt like, you know. But that was another reason I felt kind of out of place, because some of my genmates, some of my senpais had previous corpo experience too. Yeah, but I felt very, very awkward being there. But I feel like I got some corpo experience. I got some like fresh new indie experience. So like now, if I were to go back to another corpo, I think I'd be a lot more confident, and I have a better idea of what's allowed and what's not. I have a better idea of who I am as a creator, and especially if I can go somewhere where there's like. Where I feel like I'd fit in. I wouldn't have to worry about being like a black sheep or anything. I think I'd be a much stronger talent. Yeah. The last 6 months has been a ton of changes for you to handle. Didn't you learn that you're handling it better than 90% of streamers? We're all very proud of you. Hi, thank you. Thank you, Yuri. It makes me glad to hear. Cause sometimes I think about like just like how lonely I've been, and I just think like, man. I don't know, I see some of my friends who like went on to other big opportunities or like just made a lot of new connections, and they're like super active still with a lot of friends, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I could be like doing better here. But I do feel like I've also done very, very well. And I do think having this time to get to be like away and be indie for a while was very good. Yeah. I'm surprised there wasn't more agencies that directly adopted people. It seems to be way more common in the JP side when indie joins a company, mostly V-singer focused groups. I think it just comes down to like, I think it's because of merch mostly. Because it's kind of hard to sell merch and take cuts of merch for an IP that you do not own. Right? So then you have to figure out like how is your IP acquirement contract gonna work? Some places I know they fully acquire the IP and you have to give it up. Some places will only have acquirements of it for the time that you're there, and then if you were to leave, it'd be released to you again. There might be some other kinds of contracts too, I'm not sure. It just kind of depends on the place. But like, you gotta get somewhere that's like willing to do that. Yeah, personally, I think adoption branches should be taken on more often. I think if you were to ask me, it's worth a little bit of like, you know, like it's a little bit of extra work because you have to figure out how that's going to like work rather than like, oh, an in-house talent, like it's a brand new IP. It's a lot easier and cleaner to do it with an in-house IP that the company just owns outright. But I'm Leighton Sanders, but I think she would smell like Pop Rocks and sunshine. Maybe, wait, I like the idea of Pop Rocks. I don't know what they smell like though. I don't know. Anyway, what I was saying though, I think it might be a good business opportunity for more agencies to take on adoption branches, especially with how many corpos have been closing. Cause they're, you know, it can look pretty good for a corpo that like saves a VTuber that who's like their agency closed down, especially if they came from a black corpo. If you give them a place that's better. This does depend on how the specific corpo is being run and stuff, but there's like a good business opportunity there, you know. That'd be great PR. Yeah, it is. It's a great opportunity for there to be PR there. Yeah. And I think for some of the ones that are starting out, well, definitely. I mean, this is a member stream. They're not here listening to me. They're not here listening to me to hear this advice. But like for all the ones that are starting out, you know, get your ducks in the row first. Get everything ordered. You know, make sure that you can like you're doing well with the gens that you got and stuff. But like, you know, if you think it's something that you could feasibly do, emphasis very heavily on you can feasibly do, but. It could be good. Only if they can actually do it though. I definitely don't want to see agencies try to do it when they're not ready to do it, and because that just ends up with more people getting burned. But if you can actually do it, then I think it could be a good move. It's worth looking at. Yeah. Yeah, I liked VS for that. Then everything happened. Yeah, I'm not super well informed on everything that happened there. But yeah, like that's, yeah, you really need to make sure it's something that you can actually do before you try. Cause I think I've seen other agencies try to do that too. Well, we've seen agencies that try to take on too many talents too fast. And yeah, like, I feel like if I see that, like, it's just a big red flag. Hiring too many talents too soon all at once, big red flag. Because they often don't, like, you can't possibly have that many management resources for that many people in a short span of time like that, you know? Yeah. We've been yapping for an hour. I haven't even started on thumbnail. I really only have 2 thumbnails to make, and they might look really similar. So I was like, yeah, today's kind of mostly just being a yapping stream. Maybe I should go ahead and get started. You know, multiple gens a year is never a great look. Yeah, no. I've heard like a lot of agencies, it's like, okay, like every 6 months. Especially when they're beginning, when they're just starting out and they don't have a lot, like, oh, 6 months. And I feel like 6 months can maybe be a bare minimum, especially when you're just starting out, but like, I think it should be longer than that, is what I would do personally. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I need to get Queen to turn on. I forget it. But I think 1 gen a year. 1 gen a year. Or maybe 1 gen at the very beginning of the year, 1 gen at the very end of the year. I don't know. It's just get, you know, you gotta get, you gotta let your talents have time to like blossom into like who they are, like to establish themselves. Stuff like that. Here we go. Yippee! Yeah, it's not only is it like bad just for like money and stuff, but like, you know, if you take on too many people too fast, then it can make it hard for your previous talents to really establish themselves before you like take on more. You know, you need to let them like get their footing and stuff, you know. Okay, so this week we are just doing 2 streams because I'm taking this week off for the most part. Well, I guess 3 if you count this one that we're doing right now. But other than this one, 2 streams. There's only 2 thumbnails to make. And they are both for the Mario Kart tournament. So let me go. There's an asset channel here in the Discord. I think I'm allowed to use this stuff. Is there a logo? There's not a logo. Or if people have their logos, oh wait, no, maybe. Nope, it's not here either. Some people have the logo in their waiting rooms. Where are these people getting the logo from? I don't see the logo in here. What the heck? Okay, hang on. Okay, I'll start with downloading this. Okay, hi Benji's here. Hi Benji. Hi. Welcome in. Hi. Guess I'm wearing our hat again. Woohoo! Yeah, I got it with my racing hat. I'll be super excited. I wonder where people getting the logo. Yeah, there's several people that have it, but I don't know where they got it from. Or is it just like, ask God if she's got it? Just ask God. This. Okay, so you're kinda sorry to bother you. I might be totally missing it somewhere. Let me just check the announcements and stuff. Wait, here it is, never mind, okay. I found it, it was in another channel. Okay, I don't want the bottom camera. Okay, Mario Kart. Someone man's logo. Okay, I figured it was maybe just me missing it somewhere. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I found it. Rebbi's gonna come out on top in this tournament for sure. I actually don't think so. I've not really been practicing super hard, but I'm just ready to like have a good time, see how well I can do, and pretty much that. Yeah. The last time there was the Summer Madness tournament, I was able to go like all in. I didn't really have anything else going on at the time. Now I have a lot more going on, so I have not really had the chance. Okay, here's this to start, like a background. And then let me just get the logo. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, we got some assets. There we go. There we go. And yeah. Okay. It's not actually centered in the center. We'll try my best to center it. And I'm supposed to get a PNG of me, of course. I might take like a new one. I want my braids. I like my braids. Braids are pretty. Okay, I'll take a new one. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. There we go, there we go. Can you not ask Connor for one? I mean, I could, but I don't really want to bother her. Especially if it was already posted somewhere and I'm just missing it. Which very commonly that is the case. There we go. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Oh, I definitely want my Mario Kart hat. Every time I have to go dig it out of my VTube Studio files. I need to save that somewhere else so I don't have to go dig it out of my VTube Studio file. I don't need it for anything else. I don't usually need it, so I don't think about it until I do need it. Point and then I'm just like, eh. Thank you. Meh. Well, thank you for the $2 super. Hello, Rebbi. Bye, Cax. Bye, Cax. Hello. How you doing? We're making thumbnails. Okay, I got it. Here you go. The ram hat. I found it. Basically, for the whole year since the last one. Feels like it's the other day. Oh, no. Yeah. That was really fun, too. I still remember how I got Mario Karted near the end, though. Actually, I remember I was pretty sad about it. Because I was kind of hurting for money at the time, and like, I was like, oh, you know, getting the prize money meant a lot to me, and I worked really hard and just got Mario Karted. Yeah. Well, that actually also was like, I also was just like really stressed out a lot of the time when I was in Pixel because of the things that we talked about before as well. So some of it was just that. Some of it was just that as well. Oh, you know what might look good? Even if it's unrelated. You know, like obviously my stresses in Pixel had nothing to do with, Mario Kart or the tournament, but like it just kind of adds up. It adds up over time. I was thinking like maybe a border could look good. I take maybe like an orange color. Maybe like orange out of the sun here. Some color from the logo. Like right there. Find really hard to make sure I get the right thickness. Whee. Okay, I might go a little bit thicker on this side. This side doesn't look as thick as the others. Did that even make it any thicker? It did not! Maybe like right here. I hope that's not too thick. Actually, that is too thick. It is too thick. I need it to be like in between that and the other sides. I guess that's the best I'm gonna get right there. It still looks too thick. Okay, maybe that's fine. This looks really good, actually. This looks really fire. Okay, and then I had this idea. I don't know if this will make it look better, but I want to see how it looks. If we add like a stroke to it. I don't see the stroke. Where is it? Inside? Where the heck is the stroke? Trying to add an outline. Center? Where the heck is the... Oh, I didn't click this box. That explains it. That explains a lot. Okay. I'm sort of thinking maybe it looks better without it. Or maybe if we made it white. Let me just change the setting. Yeah, it might just look better without it. I don't know. What do you guys think though? What do you guys think? Yeah! God, I mean, I've always loved the braids. It looks super fluffy and snuggable. Yeah! Yeah, I love them too. They're really, really cute. They're my favorite hairstyle. I watched Roro's hockey tournament from last year, and this year she does really good with the tournament. The stats for VTubers was quite funny. Oh yeah, yeah. I got to fill in my own stats. Yeah, I still need to go watch that actually. I've not had the chance to check out all the events I've been in. Some of those practice streams were a bit stressful. Yeah, they were. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be totally honest. I was a bit more emotionally unstable too when I was in Pixel. I remember if I got carded too hard, even in a practice stream, it did used to get to me sometimes. And I needed to like learn how to work on that. And I feel like now I've done a lot better in that area. But I feel kind of embarrassed. I feel kind of embarrassed of previous streams where that's the case, where you can tell I was getting a little overwhelmed. Sorry for getting overwhelmed sometimes. I'm really sorry about that. Sometimes I think back to old streams where that was the case, and I'm just like, ew. I mean, you know, I was never like yelling, screaming, or like nothing like that. Not like a tantrum or anything, but just where you can kind of tell I was getting a bit overwhelmed. But I feel bad because we were just gaming. Okay. Mario Kart Summer Madness. I think this is a really good one. Yeah. That happens to everyone, Rebbi. I know, but when you're a streamer, when you're like a public entertainer, there's certain skills that you really are good to have, and being able to control your emotions, especially for just like little things like that, is very important. And yeah, like I used to have a lot of harder of a time with it. Yeah. So it's kind of awkward to talk about. So I think there's a lot of factors that go into why I was that way at the time, including some really personal stuff, some stuff involving childhood, stuff like that. I think having more time, working with other people in the VTuber scene, whether that be other VTubers or with you guys, like over time, I got a lot better. And I'm really proud, actually. I'm really proud of where I am now. I've been doing really well. And I've been actively working to improve flaws like that I've seen. You know? Can I like just open this exact same file, open this project file in again. So I can just, like, I like being able to like be like, okay, here's the first one, and here's the second one. But I really just want to edit this. I guess we'll just edit it. Or like add in like a new PNG or something. Or maybe like put the logo on the other side. I want to make it look different, but it really doesn't have to be that different because we're using the same assets. Yeah. What's possible? I actually kind of wonder it's possible if I get knocked out really early, it's possible that I might not even need a second stream for it. We'll have to see, we'll have to see. Yeah. Just don't have a mustache on the second one, kind of. Wow, it's Wario! It's me, Wario! Hello! Ba 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 ba! I'll take another photo. I know that actually looks kind of cute. We'll take and do another one though. Okay. Yeah, that looks cute. I like that one. I like that one a lot. You know, actually, since we're on the topic of like that time though when I used to be more emotional, I actually have been nervous about that with the move back to chill. What if people like watch the old VODs where that was the case and they're just like, ooh, and I'm gonna be like, ah! I'm sorry. Please, no judgment. No judgment. I've been working hard to improve in that area. Yeah, there we go. What do you guys think for the second one? Wow, it's so much like the first one. I seriously doubt that's going to happen. It could though. I watched the OTO and still fell in love with her. Yeah, I keep telling myself like, well, if people see it, then they can just see how much I've improved over time. You know? Nah, but that is a worry of mine sometimes, is like if I ever got like super big, that like some people might try to like throw past mistakes in my face. Or in the faces of people like who are like just meeting me for the first time, be like, this, she used to get overwhelmed at Mario Kart. Don't follow her. This bitch. But I try to tell myself maybe it just shows how much I've grown over time. Because I'm not the same person as back then. Alright, there we go. Just like that, we're done with thumbnail. This was like super easy. It has Rebbi in a hat, so I like it. Yeah, Rebbi in a hat, Rebbi in a hat. I'm here today because of the funny Chio ad I saw. I remember that ad, yeah. Yeah. I picked out the clips and made the script and stuff myself. Should we remind you to add VSMP to the schedule next week instead? Oh yeah, I was gonna play that this week. But then I needed a break. Okay, yeah, next week instead. Because I do want to play more. But it's really awful timing. Well, maybe we'll have like a gorilla stream. I don't know. There's a chance I might have like a gorilla stream. But I think I just need some time to like chill out and also just work on some other stuff. You know, too? Because there's so many things I need to figure out right now. It's a little overwhelming. So I figured like just a couple extra days off, but I don't want to go away for like too long. I don't want to go away for like too long, you know. So yeah. Playing external stuff gets you, overwhelm you is a very human thing, Rebbi. Don't ever apologize for the crime of being human, okay? I do want to apologize for it, though. I mean, like, it is normal, it is human, but at the same time, it's the internet. and the internet is not always so forgiving when you make a mistake. You know, right? And every time I make a mistake, whether it's small or big or whatever, it always eats me up. Like, it always eats me up. Yeah, I beat myself up about it a lot. And I try my very, very best to, it's not that kind of gorilla. The gorilla stream is just Rebbi in the gorilla enclosure. Sometimes you breathe the wrong way and people counsel you. I don't get it. Yeah, that's just like my worry. That's my worry. That's why I worry about it as much as I do. Listen, Bubbles are very patient and understanding. And I'm happy for that because I've messed up a lot in my career. It's been a learning journey. It's been a journey. It's been a learning experience over time. I've made a lot of mistakes. But I'm happy that I have a community who really, you're understanding and give me like the space to make those mistakes. and I promise that anytime I do make one, I always try my best in the future to learn from it and not repeat it. And I always feel bad no matter what the mistake is. Some mistakes I made months ago and I still feel bad about it. I remember that was also a big source of my stress in Pixel 2, was I just kept making mistakes. I felt like such a failure. There was some periods in Pixel where I felt like graduating, like only a few months after debut, because I felt like I kept making little mistakes here and there. Management was super great. They were just like, oh no, it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. And as long as you try to learn from them, it's okay. You're not in trouble. But I would just be here like, no! I said I was going to be the best agency talent that I could ever be! You should not have hired me! Management was really good about it. A lot of the expectations I like vent about from Pixeling did not come from management. They just came from me. They came from who I wanted myself to be as an agency talent. And like the lack of like guidelines for humor and stuff did not help a lot, but like a lot of those expectations just came from me. Management was very gentle and understanding when it came to stuff like that. That's one of the things I appreciate the most about them, Nothing was definitely that catastrophic. Oh yeah, no, most of it, Nah, most of my mistakes are like, I tried to go be funny with another talent and said something awkward. And then everyone's like, oh, ooh. And I was like, I'm very awkward, I'm sorry. I was gonna make that part of my brand that people cringe at Rebbi. Art says something awkward. Oh, ooh. I'll stop feeling bad about it if it's a joke. There we go. Real gorilla. Will Rebbi be the next TikToker arrested for filming her own crimes? Only time will tell. No, that's the crime of taking one too many days to take my next shower! Ah! These Christ, Rebbi, if you think you're neurotic about that, wait until you see how guilty some of us dopey, overly parasocial VTuber fans get in the Yeah, I don't think you guys actually are overly parasocial though. I feel like our community is very chill compared to a lot of VTuber communities. You know, it depends on the kind of community that you're raising, but I feel like we're very chill. What does parasocial mean again? It means like, well, some people use it in the wrong context. For some people, the definition has evolved over time, particularly in the VTuber scene. But what it means though is like a one-sided relationship, basically. Like, it's when you get super attached to, like, usually a celebrity. It can happen for people who are not celebrities, but it's usually with celebrities. People that you can follow online, you can learn a lot about them, you can grow to really care about them, you can know details of their life that they've shared, but they don't know who you are as a viewer, right? Right? And like, well, right now I'm thinking like Markiplier, like someone really huge, like you literally can't know the names of all your fans. But even in like smaller communities where I like let's say like right now, you know, I recognize like all you guys' usernames. You guys come by all the time, I recognize you, you know? But that doesn't mean that like I know everything about you or know you on like a personal level, right? It's like, so like parasocial is like, it's kind of like that. It's like a one-sided relationship where one side is much stronger and much more knowledgeable about the other. But then the other person, like yeah, they just don't know you that way, I guess, you know? Yeah. I have seen the definition of that word kind of evolve in the VTuber scene over time. Like, I've seen people say it for communities where the VTuber is just as passionate about getting to know their audience, like I don't know if I want to say like to like an extreme degree, but I mean like really like memorizing everything and asking about personal life. Like I have seen some communities where they're just like super open about that, like for both sides. And some people will say like, you're being parasocial, which personally, if it's a mutual thing back and forth, I would say no, because that's not what that means. I mean, maybe there's still to an extent, if you're not, like, meeting the person. Well, I don't know, because, like, well, we're not meeting VTubers IRL either, though. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I hope that, like, helps, I guess. Some VTuber fans seem to sweat every syllable of a model or reply tweet. For some reason. Sweat every syllable. My brain is working to understand what this means. Yeah, I have seen some models from fans that are like, did I just say that right? Really horny. Really horny, or like really possessive, you know? Well, I feel bad. I am not good with Maros. I'm not good with Maros. I never have been. And I feel like I still am not. We haven't had a Maro thread for a couple weeks now. I actually still check my Maros. I still check them. Occasionally I'm like, oh, if I got a new Maro, and I'll read it, I'll be like, cool. And then they just close the Maro. I need to actually reply to them. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here telling you this to like let you know like, oh well, I still read your Maro, but it probably just comes off as Rebbi's reading them but not responding to them. She's ignoring us. I don't know. You know, I look at the X-Pixel girls, I look at them who do Maros all the time, and like, I don't know how they keep up with it every week. I feel like I have so much going on, it's hard to remember to go check Maros, and sometimes I'll make the thread, but then I forget to check it more than like twice a week. I don't know how people keep up with it that often. Yeah, I don't know. Basically, everyone who watches VTubers and the VTubers themselves are parasocial to people. It's only a problem if people start to believe in stuff that just isn't. Like, X loves me. Yeah, I agree with that. Some parasocialness, people use parasocial as like a negative term. It's not inherently negative though. It all just depends, right? It's a similar thing with jealousy, right? I've seen that talked about in the VTuber scene before too. If you're jealous, then you're being toxic and bad and blah 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 blah. But like, not really. It depends on how you're handling it, right? Like, I'll be totally honest. I feel jealous of other VTubers pretty commonly. You know, I see VTubers who are doing really well, and I think like, man, I wish I could have that too. You know? But what matters is not the feeling. What matters is how you go about it, right? So like, for example, you can be jealous and you can be like, well, that person doesn't deserve what they get. They should be like collabing and networking and making more efforts to help the little people like me who just can't get any views. Me with my piddly 5 viewers over here. I've been a VTuber for 2+ years and can't get any more than that. And surely the problem's not with me. The problem is with these bigger VTubers who just won't collab with the smaller VTubers. Like, you can be like that. Or you can do it the way I normally do, which is, you know, you'll feel what you're feeling. But when someone is doing better, you know, you cheer them on. Be happy for them. You know, you can be happy for them that they're doing so well. And then instead of throwing your jealousy at them, like, you use it as motivation to be better, right? To improve yourself. That's what I try to do. I don't bother anybody with my jealousy if it happens. I just keep it to myself, congratulate them, and then I just keep working on myself. Right? That's like the best way to do it. Parasocial's the same way, you know? As long as you don't let it get to like an unhealthy degree and you're like lashing out at like when, you know, VTubers or other fans or whoever it is, right? Then it's not a bad thing to feel a little bit parasocial, you know? I mean, I think being a fan of anybody in some aspect is just kind of parasocial by nature of it, right? You know, I'm a big fan of some YouTubers who have no idea that I exist at all, and that's not a bad thing, you know? It's not a bad thing. It all just depends on how you handle it. Yeah. Real talk, I heard that a lot of stars get problematic morals. That's why whenever I see a star has them open, I send an anonymous nice one telling them what I love about them. Yeah. I really love that. Yeah, no, you're right. And honestly, I've gotten some too. Thankfully, I don't get like a ton of them. I don't get like a crazy amount, but I have gotten them before. And yeah, I don't know. Like, that's another gripe that I have with Morrows. Well, my biggest gripe is just that they clog my feed whenever I reply to a bunch of Morrows. They kind of take up my profile and they get kind of busy and stuff, you know. But then there's also like another issue is that it does give people an anonymous platform to send whatever they want to you. So some people do use it to send like nasty things, you know. Some people will be mean, and I feel pretty lucky. I've never gotten like death threats or anything, right? Some people might get death threats. I've never gotten something like that, so I feel pretty lucky. But I still have gotten some mean morals sometimes. Yeah, like they can kind of hurt sometimes, you know. So yeah. Well, I'm not much of a moral answerer anyway. I don't know. I don't really know what to do with morals. I'm not really sure what to do about morals. I like having them for all of you guys. All my lovely followers who want to send me messages or show me something or tell me something. Some of the videos you guys have shown me have been like so funny. I don't really want to take that away. But like, yeah, I'm also just off on keeping up with it, you know. It's a very healthy mindset, Rebbi. Yeah. I mean, I think the healthiest thing you can do is just like acknowledge what you're feeling is normal just basically don't make it anyone else's problem. You know? What you're feeling is normal, but like, you know, I think the moment you're trying to make it somebody else's problem, that's when you're being toxic. So if you just don't do that, you know, you're fine. You're fine to feel whatever you want to feel. Or whatever you do feel. Maybe you don't want to feel it, but it is what you feel, you know? That's the mindset that I have about it. Yeah, that actually makes me feel a little better. I've always thought I was super weird for liking VTubers so much. No, I think it's normal. I mean, we've had celebrities for like hundreds to thousands of years. We've had like people that you look up to for like, you know, like it's just like totally normal. Especially like, how do I put it in the words? I'm not really sure actually. I was thinking like, well, especially with entertainers, they provide you entertainment, you find them funny, and cool, it causes you to feel positive things, and then you naturally like the source of your positive feelings more and more as time passes. You know? That's totally normal. I don't know. As long as you keep it to like healthy levels. If you let it spiral out of control, then like that's where it can be a problem, but you know, it's like everything in moderation. Moderation is basically key. Rebbi is a psychological genius. I do like psychology. I do find psychology very interesting. VTubing without some level of parasocialism is kind of pointless. Yeah, well, I think that's true of every entertainment industry, right? Like, if you don't have fans who want to, like, you know, want to engage with you and your content, and they like watch to see what you're doing next, and they care about you, like a lot of fandoms kind of fall apart. You wouldn't really have fandoms at all, you know? And did you know if you care about these people and you meet them on the internet nearly every day and spend hours and hours of time with, you're sick, according to psychology. Popular VTuber socialism. Well, I'm gonna be totally honest, it's not the popular VTubers that usually have something to say about it. But yeah, no, don't worry. Like, again, as long as you're not making it someone else's problem, like, literally don't worry about what you're feeling, you know. If you feel it's unhealthy, then you can address that with yourself and work on it. But it's not bad to, like, fear those things. Yeah, some people might cancel me for that hot take, but that's the opinion that I have on it. Yeah. Several rock stars caused a spike in female, when they got married. Now that's being parasocial. Yeah, that would be, yeah, that's really sad. VTubers give my brain the happy chemicals. I like them. Me too. And YouTube Let's Players. I like when Game Grumps uploads a new video on YouTube and I get to laugh at it. It reminds me of this moment of Game Grumps, which is really, really funny. I don't remember what video it is, but they're playing Jeopardy. It's one of their Jeopardy videos. And it's Aaron's turn, and he picks one in like US states, I think was the category. It was US states. And it pulls up like wait, it was either US states or maybe it was specifically about Virginia. I don't know. It was Virginia related, I think. And as the card comes up, Aaron's like, "Ooh, Virginia, my favorite state." And then the card starts saying something about slavery. And then Aaron was like, "What's my favorite state now? Not then." That became one of my favorite Game Grumps movies. I was talking about something historical with slavery. Classic Aaron. I don't know, it's so I got it. Usually when a creator complains about parasocialism, they kind of misunderstand what it actually means and just talks about the worst aspects of it. Yeah, I see that a lot in the VTuber sphere, actually, with like extremes. A lot of people discuss extremes. A lot. And like they only see the extremes. And that makes me really sad. But especially when it comes to like people making mistakes. And there's a reason I worry about it as much as I do. You know? I'm really happy that like my mistakes have mostly just been like awkward wording or something. Or maybe getting a little too emotional sometimes, but like not to, I like to think not to the point that it became a real problem at any point. Because I was aware of it and conscious of it, and even when it was like when it was like actively happening, I was aware of it and was like trying to improve on it. But like it does often feel like you make one mistake and then people just don't want you to be around anymore. Like they want to take out your entire career. And like there's absolutely no room for personal growth. You are either good or bad, and there's no in between. And like that makes me really, really scared. You know, well, it's not just the VTuber scene; it's the internet in general. I very often say VTuber scene just because that's the space I'm pretty much like 95% of the time active in. But it is really more like an internet issue rather than just VTuber thing. But I feel like I see it so prevalent in the VTuber sphere. Like, I think I don't know how it compares to other fandoms, honestly. I don't really know how it compares to other content creator spheres. But, like, it's scary. It's scary. It's scary. It feels like you make one wrong move. And if you're not getting canceled, then, like, it could be people just, like, spreading rumors or, like, silently cutting you off. You know? And it, like, you might not even know that it's happening or find out why. You just, like, lose friends one day. They just, like, put up boundaries to you out of nowhere, and you don't know why, and all you can do is accept it. And then, I don't know if it's someone, like, spreading rumors necessarily, but it could be. It could be. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. The amount of variety of Game Grumps compilations is wild, too. Yeah, someday I want to be a super funny creator like them. They're awesome. Yeah, people only ever going into one extreme or another. It's kind of annoying in today's internet. Yeah, because a lot of things are more nuanced. And, like, it also makes me sad because, like, I personally believe people can change and people can improve. And people can make the better decisions for themselves and they can become better people. But the way that a lot of people lean to extremes kind of makes it hard for people to explore personal growth because, like, they don't allow you any space to do that, right? Even if you, like, let's say you messed up, it does depend on what you did. I'm not saying that, like, every mistake, because, like, if your mistake is that you murdered somebody in cold blood, you know, it kind of depends on what you did. But I think a lot of mistakes get maybe more heat than they should. And you can, like, genuinely apologize. You could, like, leave the internet, like, entirely for a while to like, work on yourself. And if you came back months later, with some genuine improvements, people would still be like, well, no, remember, this person did this. So that means that they're awful and bad. And they haven't changed at all. Personal growth, that's a myth. I'm just like... yeah, it's really, really scary. Oh, you don't even have to make a mistake these days, Rebbi. Now you just have to, like, have the wrong opinion, or vote for the wrong candidate, like the wrong tweet, etc. Well, at least now tweets are private. Although, honestly, yeah, there are people that would cancel for that. I never ran into it a lot myself. But I do like that I don't have to worry about that one at least anymore. Those types are rarely viewers anyway, just serial trouble stirrers. Yeah, but I've seen some cancel campaigns that have caused real damage. Like, they can just be trouble stirrers, but if they get enough backing behind them, if they get enough people in their court, then it can cause some real damage for someone who either did not make the mistake in question to begin with, or like maybe they made like some parts of it but not others, or maybe it's blown out of proportion. Like, you know, I've seen all sorts of things. I have friends that have been through stuff like that, and it's really sad. It's really sad, you know. It's not a group of VTubers, not VTuber fans, actual VTubers themselves, openly talking about how follower policing on social media was a good thing. Oh. Okay. Follower policing. I'm taking a second to remember what that means. My brain is not working at full capacity at this exact moment. Yeah. I'm scared of talking too much and mistakenly backseat without realizing it, so I don't try to chat too much. Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that. You know, I think if you're worried about that, then the thing I would just be aware of is like, if people who are serious about backseating are like directly asking for answers, then like that's, you know, feel free to give them info then. And if they're not, then you can always ask if they want it, you know. You guys have been like really good with that with me, and I really appreciate it. Although sometimes I do ask you guys for help and nobody answers because they're afraid to backseat. And it's okay if I'm like directly asking. If I'm directly asking, that's the exception. Monitoring who people follow on Twitter. Oh yeah! I had that happen once with somebody a long time ago. Should I tell this story? This was like long before my days in Pixel. So like super duper ancient times, I guess. Well, I don't want to use that term for that because I usually use ancient times to refer to Chino specifically. But you know, like super far back. There was one day I was streaming on Twitch. I was playing Jackbox with some friends, and I got a hate raid. The only hate raid I ever got. And yeah, it was pretty bad. I remember I ran like a Discord server at the time, a more traditional one, that was more open, and it got raided and there was like gore being posted and stuff. It was awful. It took me days to recover from that, like emotionally, because it caught me off guard. But there was one other VTuber who had gotten hit by the same people, and we met through that. We like followed each other on Twitter. We shared a few DMs about how crazy the situation was. They left the people who were involved. They left me alone after that, but they kind of bothered her for a bit longer. So you know, we just kind of expressed like, oh yeah, hope you're okay. It was scary, whatever. You know, very brief interaction in Twitter DMs. We were not like best friends who talked all the time. We pretty much only talked that one time. And then, you know, months later, like, I don't even know how long later exactly, like, months later, I didn't even see the DM when she first sent it, but she sent me a DM, and she just said, like, hey, you know you're following a lolicon, right? And then she had a second DM and she said, wait, and then I was blocked. I was already blocked by that point that I saw it because I think I was working or something. Like, there was some reason I couldn't come to the message immediately. Which, like, I know I don't talk about my activities from way back then. But I would just say I've been a lolly VTuber for a long time. I've been for a long time. Including long before she met me. And it was blatant on my Twitter for a long time, long before she met me. And then I caught word that she was talking about me behind the blog on her Twitter, and she was saying things like, you think you know your friends, you think you know people that you've known for so long, you think you know them, but then turns out that they're lolicons. And I'm just here like, you spoke to me like one time. What are you talking about? I remember, I don't remember what I said. I basically called her out on lying, and that was that. You know, a tiny Twitter spat. It was not a huge deal. Mostly just a funny story now. But sometimes I do playfully throw shade at that person. Because while she's pitching a fit over that, she had turned around and made a post about, being an ethical monster fucker. Yeah, she had an ID card for it and everything. Ethical monster fucker. Oh yeah, so ethical. So sometimes now, I reference the ethical monster fucker. Every time, those poor ethical monsters. Yeah. And Tim, the monsters, Yummy, you're still here. I'm a bit of a monster freaker myself too. I like monsters too. I just think it was really funny to see the like hypocritical. It feels a bit hypocritical. Bitch, I never leave. Her eyes are glued to my channel at all times. She cannot look away, or else her eyes get stolen by the eyebrow monster. Ooh. Yeah. Hypocrisy. Yeah. I mean, monster girls aren't bad. I'm a big fan of monster girls. I like monster girls a lot. Yeah. So, like, this isn't me throwing shade at them for liking monsters or monster girls. You know, either one. It's just me throwing shade at the entire situation that she caused and blew out of proportion. Yeah. I just have a good laugh at it. But yeah, I'm making thumbnails. Monday's my big work day, then vacations. And you're my background, and I love this topic. I love the topic of previous people throwing tantrums in the past. Yeah, no. Yeah, honestly, sometimes I still occasionally go check up on how that person is doing. I haven't done it for a while. I actually don't know if they're still a content creator. But they're not a big one, I'll just say that. They're in their little corner. Yeah. I stay in my corner. They stay in their corner. I look at follow policing and I'm like, bitch, I follow a flat Urdu channel because I'm writing a fantasy story about a flat planet. I need ideas. People follow people for all kinds of reasons. This is true. Yeah. Well, one thing I find is annoying is when people use blockchains. Which is not as annoying as follow policing because at least you're kind of keeping that to yourself. But I hate blockchains so much, and I think that there are people who, I don't know. I have run into so many random Twitter profiles that just have me blocked. What's a blockchain? It's basically like a program that will automatically block everyone who follows a specific person. Like, you can set it up to like, okay, I don't like this person, so anyone who follows them is gonna immediately be added to my blacklist. And basically, like, you don't have to go block them out individually yourself. It's like automatic blocking. Yeah. There was at one point, I had followed somebody on Twitter, not realizing how, like, extreme some of their takes were. Like, I thought they were really cute, and it was only after I looked a little closer that I realized, like, oh, you actually have some pretty extreme, not very healthy takes. Yeah, I'm not really about that. Unfollow. But I think, so follow policing? No, follow policing is going to people and telling them who they should and should not follow. Blockchain is just basically like, you don't want to associate with these people, and instead of blocking them yourself, you just have a program that automatically blocks them. It's not going and bothering anyone else with it. So it's not the same as follow policing. But I kind of wonder if that's why, because I keep running into random profiles, people I've never spoken to, people I've never interacted with, who just randomly have me blocked. Like, a lot of them. And I wonder if it's because I temporarily followed this person. I don't know. It makes me sad too, because like I wasn't following them for very long, because it didn't take me very long to realize like, oh, okay, this isn't actually somebody I vibe with. I'm gonna unfollow. But like now I just feel sad because I'm on so many people's block list now. Yeah. Sometimes I'm tempted to go make a Twitter alt and go follow the person again just to see. I'll like go find one of these people who randomly has me blocked, like find a few of them, like write their names down, go on an alt account and like check if they're blocking me, then follow the person for just a second to see if they get blocked, just to see if it's a block turn. But like I'm not that dedicated. I don't want to go set up another Twitter account. No thanks. No thanks. It's true though, like some people looked at my 18 plus account and were like, wait, you're into that? How dare? And I thought I associated it to real life in black. Yeah, there's a lot of people who, like, especially with 18 plus content, people are really touchy about that. Yeah. But it's like, that's, you know, it doesn't mean you like that. Ew. People forget what fantasy means. Yeah. You can follow people with takes you don't agree with. Sometimes they're interesting to observe, like a freak show. Or maybe they post some good memes, who cares? Yeah, for me, in my case, I don't really want to name names, but it was just pretty extreme, and I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it on my feed. It was really making me uncomfortable, so I unfollowed as soon as I realized. But, like, yeah, that's all it takes, is to follow them for just a minute. You know? It kind of feels like that a lot. Like, you make one slip up, and then, boop, can't take that back. I feel that so often in the VTuber scene. I'm always worried about that. I feel like I see it all the time, you know? One thing I'm always confused about is when people get mad that you follow the wrong political people. Following leaders in your country for news and stuff doesn't equal endorsement. Yeah, political stuff gets really touchy. I don't really like to talk about it for that reason. I find myself randomly blocked and I barely follow anyone or post. Yeah, that's weird. Maybe it's because you follow some lolly VTubers? I don't know, that's what I could think. Some people are really, like, anal about that. I don't know. And the best thing you can do is just, like, if they have you blocked, then this is someone you probably would not have vibed with anyway. So, you know, even if it stings to see it, just kind of let it roll off your shoulders. Don't let it take too much space in your head. Sometimes easier said than done. I'm not even that great at it. But, you know, it's like the best thing to at least make an effort. You know, if you let everything get to you, if you let, like, there's so many different people in the world, and there's so many people who probably, like, would not like you, or would, like, just cause trouble, you know, like that they'll start something with you because of something you like, or dislike, whatever. There's so many people in the world who would do that, like, if you were to, like, be bothered by every little thing that you hear or see, you know, like, it'll add up and you'll never get away from it. It's best just to kind of learn, like, you know, just, like, stick with the people you vibe with, and just kind of let everything else roll off your shoulders. I feel personally it's hardest when you're first starting, but if you can keep it up for a while and, like, kind of train your brain, then it gets easier. It gets easier over time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying you're not obligated to unfollow controversial people. Oh yeah, no. I didn't unfollow because of how other people might, like, react. I unfollowed because I personally was uncomfortable with it. But yeah. I agree people should be able to follow without it being, like, an endorsement and stuff. I just find it confusing more than anything. Wow, it is confusing. I go see this random person and I'm like, who even are you? Why do you have me blocked? Come back, random Twitter user. We can be friendly. Yeah, honestly, follows should be private, or at least have the option for that. I kind of don't want them to be. I don't know. There's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to both. I don't know. There's pros and cons to it being public, and there's also pros and cons to it being private. Yeah. Really, what I would like is to just see society make some actual growth in a healthier direction, but I feel like I'm asking a lot when it comes to that. You know. Yeah. But that's why I try to be like the change that I want to see. You know, when it comes to like, well, I guess I'm mostly thinking in the sense of like people making mistakes and allowing them the room to grow. But I try to give people the benefit of the doubt when they make a mistake. I mean, it still depends on what it is. If like, again, if you're committing murder in cold blood, maybe I'll wait a long time to see if you maybe improve years down the line after a jail sentence or something. I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that situation. That's a bit of an extreme one. But like for a lot of stuff, you know, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and give them room to try to like learn from their mistakes before I say like, okay, you're a lost cause, you know. Cause I've had people react that way to me sometimes in the past. There have been times in the past where people like not even necessarily related to VTubers, but just like in my life in the past, people hear something about you and like it may not even necessarily be true, or like it could be missing context, and they just kind of write you off without like asking you about it or seeking any for information. They just hear it, decide that's just what's true, and then they just don't want to interact with you anymore. I've had people do that to me, and it really sucks. It really sucks, especially when it's someone that you really trust, and like someone that you should be able to have this open communication with, but they just didn't seek it out for some reason, you know? I have had that happen to me, and yeah, it's like the worst feeling in the world, because you're not even given a chance to like give your side or like clear up any misinformation that can be spread around. People just believe the first thing they see or hear. And yeah, I really don't like it's very heavy in the VTuber scene too. I really don't like it. So I try to be like, you know, yeah, if one of my friends makes a mistake, I try to like hear out both sides, hear them out, give them a chance to see like, oh, you're gonna, you know, like take accountability for it and like make improvements and work on yourself over time, you know? I feel like that's the healthiest thing to do. I've had friends of mine make mistakes like that too, and it's just, it always makes me really sad to see when people just are like, now you made the mistake, and now you're just bad forever, and you should be outcasted, and anyone who supports you is bad. And it's like, bruh, unless they did illegal shit. Yeah, no. Nah. At least the examples I'm thinking of, it's not illegal stuff. No. Yeah, it's just, it's sad. It's sad. Hi, Sylvia. How you doing? So we're on a bit of a serious subject right now. Welcome, though. Welcome. But my nose is all stuffed up. I'm gonna drink water. Oh, okay, that's a lot better. Whew. I don't know why my nose gets so stuffed up when I'm streaming. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe I'm allergic to yapping, but only part of the time. Yeah. Sometimes I'll unfollow people who repost like NTR. I hope it's not considered follow policing, because I believe everyone should like whatever, but I just don't want to see it on my feed. No, that's not follow policing. Follow policing is like going to other people and telling them like, you know, you're following this insert problematic person, right? You shouldn't follow them. this is bad. If you don't unfollow them, then I'm not gonna associate with you anymore. That's follow policing. If you're making a decision to unfollow someone on your own, that's not follow policing. It has to be that you're trying to control who someone else follows, essentially. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I have unfollowed people for the same reason. Yeah, and it really shouldn't be an issue. Sometimes it can be. There was one time I unfollowed somebody a long time ago, and their response was to like unfollow me and stop like interacting with me, which they can do. But like I don't know. They might have blocked me over it. Is that what it was? I don't know. I think they might have blocked me in response to it. And yeah. It took a long time for me to get the chance to actually speak with them and like clear it up, and like turns out it was like, well, you stopped supporting me because you wouldn't follow me, and I'm just like they were talking about a very uncomfortable subject. I don't want to go too much into detail, but they were talking about a very uncomfortable like fetish content that I just wasn't about, and I just got tired of seeing it on my feed, so I just quietly unfollowed. Yeah. But you're not doing anything wrong by just unfollowing somebody. Don't worry about that. That's not what follow policing is. Yeah. Was it diapers? No, actually. If you want to know what it was, starts with, it was not diapers. It starts with an R and ends with an E. I'm personally not very comfortable with that, even as like a fetish, like fictional, I should say fictional. As like a fictional thing, I'm not comfortable with it. So I unfollowed. Yeah. It was not diapers. Don't pay too much attention to follow numbers, folks. Unfollows can happen for any reason. Yeah, I have some VTuber friends who pay so much attention to their follow numbers, and like they run themselves ragged over it. Yeah, I definitely don't. I don't even look at my following count a lot of the time anymore. And like I've kind of stopped paying attention to it. Like every so often I'll look at it. I'm like, 12K still? Okay, cool. Oh, about to hit 13K? Okay, cool. And I just go back to what I was doing. I'm definitely not micromanaging, looking to the exact digit, and I like go psycho over 2 people unfollowing. Yeah. If you're not with my unhinged fetishes, you're against me. That's kind of what it felt like. That's kind of what it felt like. I'm just not comfortable with that one personally. Yeah, don't worry, Web. No matter what your count is, I'll always be following you at night when you're not looking and when you're watching. What do you mean what my count is? What does that mean? I unfollowed accounts just because they were tweeting a bunch of completely neutral stuff I had no interest in. Unfollow can be as simple as that. Yeah, I also have people I've unfollowed before where they just like they stop tweeting about what I followed them for, and they're just like, you know, they kind of just have like a shift towards, oh, follower count. Okay, you just said count, and I'm just like, wait, we're also talking about like this old Twitter person's like fetish, and I'm just like, oh, we body count. What? You scared me there for a second. Don't scare me like that. I can't believe Rebbi hates rope-based content. Rope is extremely useful for lifting heavy payloads, hitting animals to plows, etc. Nah, I just hate rope, bruh. Rebbi hates recycle. No! Not every word that starts with an R and ends with an E. God, rope is so useful. You guys are so silly. You guys are so silly. What? I'm moment I have some friends out and I am muted simply because our interests are massively different. Doesn't mean I hate them. This is true, this is true. Rebbi, hater of rinse. VTuber Rebbi Rompin kicking a tree. No! I like recycling. I love my ripe banana. Rebbi hates ripened fruit. We are silly. What's important is if we're able to make you laugh and feel better. That's true. That's what the topic was, kind of touching a bit serious there. Maybe it's good to have a topic change. It's not too much to talk about stuff like that, is it? Is it? It's not too much, right? I'm always worried when it comes to like dark subjects being introduced. Even if we're not talking about like a real one and we're talking about like fictional versions of it. Or I guess it's even further removed than that. Just one person's interest in fictional versions of it. It's not too serious, right? I'm always worried. Not at all, really? See, I feel like if I started mentioning that when I was in Pixel Link, I probably would have been like, hey, let's not do that. And I would have been like, I'm a horrible talent. Why did I think it was a good idea to talk about that? Talk about it more if you want. I'm gonna talk about your big penis, bro. That matters less in a member stream, probably. Yeah, that's true. Although one thing I do often think about is like, we will be moving to the Chio channel at some point, which means members' content on this channel is probably gonna go public. I guess it depends on how active I am on the Rebbi channel. If I'm Rebbi enough, what? If I'm active enough on the Rebbi channel, then YouTube will kind of be like, okay, you don't have to close your memberships, but if you go totally inactive for long enough, then like YouTube will be like, okay, well you're not being active enough to meet like our partner program, so we're gonna take you off of here, you know? And like we're giving you a heads up in advance before this happens, but we're letting you know. So like that's like something that can happen, which means all this goes public. That's why I do try to have you know, I still have some rules and moderation for what we talk about, even in members Twitter. You know? Maybe my mom's on stream joke about choke slamming me and other combat stuff in a weird way. What? What is a choke slam? Huh? My community knows what I like. It's fun. Is that like sexual curb stomping, but with your throat more than your jaw? Whoa. Wait, do you think there's anybody out there in the world who's into curb stomping? Wait, what are you gonna use the old Chio channel again? Wait, are you gonna use it? Yeah, I am! Wonder, did you miss the fundraiser? And bringing Chio back? And my numerous posts about the plan? I'm calling you out! I'm calling you out right now! You've not been paying enough attention! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're all Rebbi enough. No one's more Rebbi than I am. Are you Rebbi enough? Nice WWE move. Ooh, curb stomping? Some of that originates as... I always thought that originated more as like from the Mafia in the 1800s or something. I don't know. Rebbi, we're literally rebels. You think we can read? Maybe I'm expecting too much of you. You have eyes, though. You have eyes. I guess you don't have a brain anymore, though. Unless your leaf is your brain. Is your leaf your brain? Is your leaf your brain? Yes. I wasn't there for the whole thing, but I knew the fundraiser was a success. Yeah! Yeah, the plan is to move back over to the Chio channel. Once the model and everything is ready. I have access to the old channels. Oh, that includes my Twitter account. I basically own everything relating to Chio except the old model because I chose not to purchase that one. I wanted a new model. Yeah, we were not able to secure Chidi for a new model, by the way, as well, so we'll be a new mama. But yeah, I have everything except the old model. Like, literally everything else. Anything that you can think of that Chio had is mine now. Whether that be any sort of asset, the design, the clothes, the outfit, any channels, like literally any of that stuff I own it now. It's pretty cool. It's really cool. You know, I have this poster of Chio, that I got it off Kai. Did I show that to you, Yummy? Yeah. I got a Chio poster. And it's currently on my floor behind my chair. I have not hung it up yet. It's on the floor. And every time I like swivel my chair around to get off, like to get out of my desk, I see it. And there was a short period where every time I saw it, it made me so like bittersweet because I really wanted to own Chio again, but I hadn't yet heard from my CEO. I don't think so. I'd love to see. I'll have to send you a photo. I don't have one like ready at the moment. Well, actually, I posted one on my Twitter. Wait, I posted one on my Twitter a while back. Can I like scroll back to my Twitter and get that? Oh man, I tweet too much though. Hang on, let me like scroll back to Off-Kai a few months ago. Hang on. I'm scrolling. Some pizza that I got. When did I get that pizza? Okay, wait, it was before this. Yeah, it was before this. Okay, I'm just about there. Give me a second. Oh, this art of me is really cute. There's the COVID test that I did because I thought there was a chance I might have it because I was really sick when I got back from Afghan. Somebody giving the middle finger to my standee. Oh, found it! I found it! Okay, let me save this photo. Okay, I got a photo of it. Now I can show you. Image. This one. Let me make it a little bit smaller because it's honking huge. This one. I have this poster on the floor behind my desk. It was the only Chio merch I saw in the artist alley where all the artist boots were. I saw it and I was like, I remember that art. And I decided to buy it because it'd be cool to have a physical version of it. Yeah! I remember I went up to the booth and talked to the lady who was working it at the time, and I asked for like the Chio poster. And she said like, "Oh, it's so nice that somebody remembers Chio," and I felt so emotional. Are we back? Are we back? Backer! Oh, thank you! Sorry, I don't know what happened. I was yapping about when I got the poster! I don't even know what the last thing you guys heard was. And like the entire PC just froze. Like my BGM stopped, my mouse wouldn't move. Everything froze. I don't even have my VTube studio turned on yet because I just immediately went back to the stream. So I need to get that turned on. Hang on. Whoa. We're back. Sorry, what was the last thing you guys heard me say so I can continue? I was talking about stuff. I figured it was something because her model went idle for a second before the stream died. Yeah, I guess it just died. I don't know. Okay, wait, my VTube Studios booting up. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Cool. Yeah, YouTube's been broken so often lately. I never know what side the issue is on. This time it was my computer, which it sometimes does that. You were getting emotional about the vendor. Okay, I think you guys heard everything then. Yeah, I went to the vendor and asked for the Cheeto poster, and she said like, it's so nice that somebody remembers Cheeto, and I got really emotional. And I was just like, yeah, it is, you know. And she had no idea that she was talking to Cheeto. She didn't recognize the voice. Nope. Sorry, I had to boop. The emotion was too strong for the PC to handle. Yeah, I'm just happy I could resume like my waiting room and stuff. I used to be worried when something like that happened. But now I know I can just resume it. So if I have to turn off my PC to refresh it, it's not that big a deal. You know. She could be any one of us. Well, it was Melon Fox. Unless you mean me with my voice, in which case, I'm pretty sure it was Melon Fox's booth. This is Melon Fox's oath. I think it's Melon Fox. I know 2 different artists have a similar name. I'm pretty sure it was Melon Fox. Let me go look. Melon Fox. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Melon Fox. Or maybe if I scroll enough. Yeah, this is their art style. Oh, they do sad, but cute. Yeah, here, here's the exact art. The exact art. Which the funny thing is, this is the second time it's happened with Melon Fox. Because I was here, let me get this other one. Let me get this other one and I'll show you guys. Computer, don't crash on me again, please. Because one of the previous off cars, I commissioned this from her booth. And she didn't know. That it was me. Well, actually, one of my friends actually did the like talking, but I was in the vicinity, and she told me like Cheetah was really cute, and I was just like, oh yeah, she is. Peace fades into the background. Yeah, I have like this physical artwork in my house. And paper boat. I really like Saba. I like Saba a lot. Yeah, I want to watch her more. Yeah, it was like twice. She has no idea. But now I can turn around now and see that poster that's on my floor. And I just know, like, now I own Cheeto. It's a dream come true. Yeah. I will reiterate, since it got lost in the buffering, I'm still angry at Cheeto for putting band-aids over what are clearly leggings. You don't understand. It's about the aesthetic. It's about the style. It's a fashion statement. Multiple things on Cheeto is a fashion statement. And if anybody asks why the collar again, because I would very frequently get asked why the collar. I would get asked like, what's the collar about? It's a fashion statement. There's really no other reason. There's nothing about it in my lore. There's no reason other than I thought it would look cool. And the collar is coming back. So if I get more questions about the collar, it's a fashion statement. Yeah. What's the statement? I'm injured. My leggings were bleeding out. Ah. Yeah, charm points ain't gotta be practical. This is true. This is true. Yeah, and she has a lot of them. Oh, I read your message before you deleted it. It's because there was a typo in it. Charm points. Charm points ain't gotta be practical. It's okay, I have 10 million typos all the time. If you look at my Discord, half of those messages say edited, and that's because I had to go fix the typo. All the time! Now the color makes sense. She was a ferocious dinosaur. I keep making weird noises with my mouth. Sorry, I'm like pushing air out the side of my teeth and it makes like a fart noise. But she was a ferocious dinosaur beast and she's broken free and is on the loose. Was that not self-explanatory? I guess not. It was never I didn't notice that. Every time it happens, I get self-conscious about it. People are gonna say I farted. They're gonna say I farted. I have to tell them it's my mouth before they can say that I farted. Because it was on my mouth. No, I'm not farting! It's not farting! No. She's speaking in tongues now. Speaking in tongues. The tongues of the keyboard. Woo! Now, insert minor spelling mistake. Me. Minor spelling mistake. It's like the old man just like. I wonder what that's from actually. I don't know what that's from. I don't know. Sorry, Jan. Well now I don't know how long I've been streaming for because my OBS refreshed the timer. Now it says I've been live for 8 minutes. How long have I been streaming for? Yeah, reminds me of another chance of getting Chio Chain Chompy artwork. This is true! Yeah, this is true! You can get it! 2 hours and 42 minutes. Ah, okay. Yeah. I don't really want to go yet. I'm taking a break for a few days after this. I feel kind of sad now. Now in this exact moment, I feel like I have energy. In this exact moment, I feel like I have energy. So, like, you know, now I'm looking at the 4 days I'm taking off and I feel sad. Well, I can do a gorilla stream if I feel up to it. It doesn't have to be 4 solid days. But, I don't know, I was feeling so down and muted the last few days. I just really felt like I needed a break, you know? It was getting hard for me to be like my energetic self on stream. And anytime I feel like I'm starting to feel kind of depressy-wessy, and it's hard for me to be myself on stream, that's when I feel like, alright, it's time for a break. If I can't be enthusiastic on stream, then it's time for a break. Yeah, that's me deleting chats and immediately reposting them due to realize I made a typo. I apologize for when I do that in the future. Get on your nerves, Rebbi. Nah, it doesn't get on my nerves at all. Don't worry about that. Nah, don't worry. If anything, I just feel kind of awkward if I start to read it and then it gets deleted. And I was like, oh, maybe they didn't want me to read that. Oops. Oopsie. Yeah, but I don't get upset at it at all. You're fine. -8 minutes for thumbnails. Wow, I can't believe we got all our thumbnails done in like about 10 minutes. Wow, this is a new record. Honestly, though, we probably did actually complete them in about 10 minutes because we went through them pretty quickly. Reject frog. Become gorilla. Ooga booga. Ooh. Well, I have a gifted sub, so that means you can do as many members-only gorilla streams for the rest of the week. Oh, they don't have to be members-only. They could be public, but, you know, just a gorilla stream. I might do, like, a Yap stream if I feel like it. You know, I can always throw together another thumbnail and just, like, surprise, it's Rebbi. It's Rebbi. Yeah. But I actually do have other stuff I need to get done though, so maybe I shouldn't hang around forever. Yeah. I absolutely have had that happen. The streamer reads it while I delete it. If that ever happens, just wait 3 extra seconds. It will be back in legible. Okay, good to know. Because I'm always just like, oh. whatever happens. I always love a surprise Rebbi. Yeah, I don't often get to do gorilla streams because I'm usually so worn out from everything, especially right now. You know. I want to get like a new starting soon square. Sorry, I'm just thinking about assets now that I want to get for Shiro. Yeah, I keep wondering though, like, should I wait till I get the actual like art? Some things I feel like I should. Some things I feel like I should. Like, I want to get a 3D model commission in sooner rather than later. But if the 3D model person is probably going to match like the shading and like, you know, color and texture style of the actual 2D model, well then maybe I should wait until I get that so they can see what it'll look like. Cause I have a reference sheet. I have a full turnaround reference sheet. Well, actually it doesn't show a side view, but it has front and back. It has front and back, which is pretty good. Yeah. You guys want to see it actually? Well, actually, do I want it to be a surprise? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want it to be a surprise or not yet. Although, maybe you guys would want it for like fan art. Yeah. Yeah, wait, I don't have Discord open now though. Frick. Because I had to shut off my computer to unfreeze it. Thankfully, my computer doesn't freeze very often, but I always wonder what the heck when it does. Okay. Oh wait, did I have the save? No, I don't have the save yet. You guys can be the first to see it once I get it. Hang on. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready to see? I will show. I think it's this one. Yeah. Look how cute! Look how cute! Cute though! Yeah! My favorite part is the tail. Like the way the shirt comes over the tail in the back is very cute. Yeah! Ignore my giant butthole there to show where the tail is, and ignore the fact that it's probably eating away any asshole that I have. But, yeah, very cute though. I really appreciate also, I like getting the chance to like, really define what the clothes are underneath. Because, people used to ask like, what is that you're wearing underneath? And I didn't really have an answer for them. It looked more like a skirt. I decided to really define it. And now it's like shorts and stuff. Yeah, down the butt. Very cute. Look at the way that my shorts go over the tail. Very cute though. Yeah, so if you guys want to know, I want to give my mama, my design mama, which is still Rhyme did this, give her permission to like post it, and then you guys can like, download it under the Chio art tagger. Yeah, super cute. Yeah, so I have like this turnaround reference sheet now. I think it's pretty good. We probably don't need like a side view. It's pretty good as is. And yeah, hopefully that'll help me like with the 3D model commission. But like the actual style of the model will look different from that. So I probably need to wait for that first. Oh yeah, those are spats. Spats, what are spats? Yeah, Rhyme did the reference sheet. Yeah. As small as tiniest tunnel down a little sister. I'll probably end up being like the smallest dinosaur. The littlest dinosaur. That'll be me. I'm really excited. I'm really so excited. I wish it was happening sooner! Pants are like those black tight shorts, biker shorts. Basically what you have. Ah! Okay, spots. Skin tight as spots. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's gonna be like Kyo in the way that I always envisioned. Very cute. Very small. Very dino. Honestly, honestly unironically makes sense lore-wise. Chia went through some equivalent of death, but regenerated and came back, but she has to start as a baby. So like Groot or something. I am Groot. Yeah, kinda. Actually, it does make sense in that way. It does. The reference showing that the dino arm is a sleeve and not an actual dino arm is a big help. I don't know why scam artists ever thought it was a massive dino arm. Wait, I just got rid of it out of my OBS. Can I like Control Z it back in? I cannot. Okay, hang on. Let me add it back in for a second so we can look at it again. No, not that. No, zero. Can we like look at it again? I don't know how artists ever thought that that was a massive dino arm. It's a sleeve. Every time we kill her, she gets smaller. No, please do not kill. Please do not kill. Please do not kill her. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I also like this actually does have some changes from the one I showed in the fundraiser. For example, I forgot about the hair highlight until very recently. Now that it's back, I also have it going up higher now. I always thought it was kind of strange. Like the highlight was only in the pigtail at like the ties at the end, but it didn't go up the side of the head. So now it goes up the side of the head. Very cool. Feels more natural that way. I think that's actually it. I think that's the only thing that changed. I have not made a ton of changes to it. Yeah. I think that's like the only one. I don't know how people thought that was a massive dinosaur arm though. Chio got the one monster arm for Violet. Chio's got like Hulk powers, but like only in her arm. Hulk smash dino arm. That'd be rad if it was a massive dino arm. Like some kind of cool Franken dino girl. I know, yeah. One says arm. No, not my jerking arm. So Chio got smaller every time Tano got hurt. No, it's my jerking arm. I'd rather say that. That's why it's so big and buff. Yeah. Rebbi ... what? Everyone was thinking it. I'm just the only one who said it out loud. So that's why that arm is so big. Yeah, don't hold that hand unless you want the chompiness drums on your hand. I feel like most didn't, but I would occasionally get an interesting final product. It's yeah, I don't know. Well, I would say the one thing that I wish I did not actually make any effort to change it, but maybe would have been good is like I always envisioned that arm was like closed on the end, right? Like the arm is entirely enclosed within that sleeve. It's like closed on the end, right? But it doesn't really look that way. So a lot of artists would draw it with like the sleeve open. And I did not at all change the design of that sleeve. So it probably still confused people. That Chio needs / deserves piggyback rides. It'll be a lot easier to do that. Yeah. Even chomping it, and by it she means penis. It's the chompiness! Wow! Yeah, it would make for a cool toggle to have your arms turn into dino mode. This is true, yeah. Although that's another toggle that I have to pay for, so I probably won't actually get that. I'm already paying for some toggles as is. Man, I hope some agency like sees Chio after her rebirth and being like, we gotta snatch that up. Yeah. Hit her up in a business email. like really creepy with heavy breathing like a pervert. Like a corporal baby. It's gonna be a huge hit, okay? It's gonna be a huge hit. I need moments of chill punching us in the face with sleep. No! Not back, Tom, no! I'll probably crop and add part of the metaphor out to the reference. Yeah, I remember I did that too. Yeah, I did that as a part of the reference sheet too. Yeah. Ah, man, wait, I wonder if I could ask Ryan, like, could we make the illustration a little smaller? Can you draw? I don't know, maybe I should just change the lore to it being just an open sleeve. Maybe I should just make it so that it's an open sleeve and we don't have to worry about it. I just thought it being closed was more interesting and cuter. Also, I think the other reason I made it closed is like, I actually don't like the way those like big wide sleeves look in 3D. I think that's the reason why I made it closed. I don't like the way it looks in 3D when the end of your sleeve is really big, like this big hole at the bottom. So then you lift up your arm and it's just like a circle of sleeve hovering around your arm in 3D. You know? I've never much been a fan of that look. And that's what would happen if it's not closed. Time to hit on cute VTubers and their business emails. I even added a business email. I made a whole new email and added it to the Chio Twitter. It's like there. If anyone needs to reach out to Chio for business opportunities, it's there. It's there already. You can literally go check the Twitter and it's there. I don't know why I'm sounding so aggressive about it. Email me! Email me! Email me! Did we die again? Huh? My computer's not frozen. Ew! 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 You're scaring me! Ah! You can alter it so it's still too long, but not too big. Not that much larger. I don't know. I'm say I agree. I don't see the point much of it closing it. It's cuter that it's just too big for her. Really? Maybe I should just leave it as is. I don't know. Tia punches you to sleep ASMR. Wait, that sounds awesome. Wait, I can finally do my dick suturing ASMR idea. You guys want some like kind of uncomfortable horror ASMR of me suturing your dick closed? One of the ideas that was too strong for Pixelink. But now it can be a reality. You're still alive. Okay, thank you. We need that Gamer Subs cup. I've always wanted like a Gamer Subs cup. That'd be so cool. Yeah, or like Advanced GG. They do cups too, right? I'm not sure actually. Not even Real would go for that one. Well, that's because it's not lewd. It's not lewd. It's just horrifying. There's nothing lewd about me suturing your penis closed. I would use for that though. Would it just be me holding a hot dog with like a needle in my other hand or something? Just me, just chill with a death grip on a hot dog with a needle and like this like yandere face look on her face. Yep. Yeah. Wait, what if that makes agencies think, oh, she's a little too unhinged though, she's a little too much. Oh, then again, maybe it'll have the opposite effect. Oh, this one's so unhinged, she's perfect. We don't have any talents that are suturing dicks closed. This will fulfill a gap in the market. Maybe the inside of your mind is a frightening place. You have no idea! We know you won't stop asking until you get it. Nurse Chio, covered in blood. Oh yeah, people really like the Nurse Chio ASMR that I did. Yeah. Can I say something? Can I say something about one of the ASMRs I did this Chio though? I'm going to open up about something. I so badly want to delete that one ASMR, the thief one. I so badly want to delete the thief-themed ASMR from the Chio channel. Do it. Yeah, I haven't said why yet. It's because I had to make that ASMR during like the time around like the stress of the closure. So like I had to force myself to make that ASMR because I was so stressed out because of the potential closure that like I lost all motivation to work on stuff. And that ASMR is not as good as my other ones because of all of that. But I can't, I feel like I shouldn't delete it because it was a reward for a charity goal. I hate that the reward for the charity goal had to be like a subpar ASMR. But like, I think when I was waiting on the art to be done, that's when the news hit us about the potential closure, and I was just like, we do it now. I need new art. I like that one. If you guys like it, I'll probably just end up leaving it. There. But man, I just feel like I can do so much better. Face Connect will snap you up after that ASMR. You think so? Hey, Phase, if you're looking for a new I've got the new for you. Weak. because I'm sorry, I do that a lot. I'm just like because I do it the same or when I sometimes I do it with the word or, and I'm just like or and I get like locked into that, and then I make fun of myself for sounding like a seal because it sounds like or. I'm a seal tuber. I mean, I've never heard a bad Chio Rebbi ASMR. I'm sure it's still like pretty good. I just think of that ASMR and it reminds me of like the stressful time and stuff, but like I honestly probably won't be deleting it or anything. I won't be messing with it. Yeah. B.O.B. telling Snoozy you stole her seal noises. No, it's Snoozy. Oh, Snoozy seems like someone who can mess me up, so beat me in a fist fight. Her tail is way fatter than mine is right now. She's gonna crush me with it. You're gonna spend a year in the basement. Oh god. Wait, does that happen for the adopt talents too? I'll be totally honest. I have not been paying that much attention. Well, I've been doing some research into some of my like options I have on the table. I have a few places in mind. I think it just kind of depends on like who ends up opening opportunities first, and then like if I can talk with them, what the opportunity looks like. It kind of depends on those factors, I guess. you know. Anyway, it's not just who opens first. Like, I want to talk and like see what the offer actually entails. But you know, like those two things together, I think. Wink. What is that thing from Freddy Fazbear? Ho 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 ho. Is that what it is? Ho 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 ho. Yeah, I should probably head off here pretty soon. Get the waiting rooms up. Do the other thing I need to do. Get some breakfast because I still haven't had breakfast. I might go get some cheesy spinach with some leftover garlic bread. No, not hoi hoi hoi. No! Ah! Can't believe that's what Freddy was into this whole time. Birthday, have a good time off, baby. Thank you, Doko. Thank you. That's okay. We'll probably be ending off here in a minute anyway. Yeah, thank you for yapping with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My next stream is scheduled to be Saturday. It's a little bit of a ways away. But if I feel up to it, I may do like a gorilla stream. One of the days that I've scheduled off. I may. But yeah, I'm gonna take this time to like try to sort out my plans and stuff. And just like get everything organized, you know? I'm gonna try to get things for Tio organized. So, I'm gonna try to be productive. Yeah, clipping now. Oh, wait, member stream, dang. I don't know, we talked about all the unhinged things in members. I wanna like talk about it more publicly so we can have these clips and stuff. Yeah. Have a great week, Rebbi. I hope you can get everything you want to do done as stress-free as possible. Oh, thank you! Yeah, I just need some time to like really organize my thoughts on everything. Yeah, because between stuff I need to get done for Tio and then just creative ideas and stuff, well, some of that actually is relating to stuff to do with Tio, so it's still kind of the same boat. It's just been a lot. It's been kind of overwhelming. And I think that's part of why I feel like I need a break. So, I'm gonna be taking the show break. Yeah, but if I don't do a gorilla stream, then I will be back over the weekend for the Mario Kart tournament. I'm starting my streams a bit early for both of those streams. So we have time to yap and stuff before the actual tournament begins. I'm really excited for it. If you end up feeling down again later, don't forget how many people care about you, okay? I'll try to remember. You guys are always so good at cheering me up. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I get like upsetty spaghetti so often, and I like vent to you guys so often. I wonder if I'm too sad. Too sad. I mean, not that it's like all the time. But I feel like maybe every few months I feel kind of sad, you know, upsetty spaghetti. And then I worry like, is it too much if I get upset like once every 3 months? No, you're not. That's right. Austin thinks I'm getting too upset. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. we want real honest Rebbi. Nah, I'll keep it to myself, Rebbi. Oh dang, I'll keep it to myself, Rebbi, with Chio for like all of Pixel. There were so many times when I was in Pixel Link where I wanted to open up about something I was feeling. But I was worried I'd get in trouble if I did because I didn't know where the boundaries were. So I was just like, even in member streams, I was like, don't talk about it, don't talk about it, don't talk about it, don't mention it in any capacity at all. Even if it was like stuff that like I probably should have been able to talk about, you know? Yeah, it's normal. How do you express it? Thank you. Okay, I'll try not to worry about it too much. I worry about so much. I'll try not to worry about it too much. Yeah, thank you for hanging with me, everybody. It was nice to get to yap and see you guys and say hi and yap. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Rebbi. That's in the past now. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say like, oh, some more clear guidelines would have really helped me. Because I just didn't want to make wrong moves. But I feel like now I have a much better idea of what is and is not okay. So if I tried another Clippo now, I think I'd do a lot better. I'd be a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident. So we'll see what the future holds. And I don't expect anything like that soon. Well, actually, honestly, even if some agency opened up auditions like tomorrow, it still wouldn't happen soon because we have to wait on Chio. So it's kind of like that no matter what. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. And I guess that's it really. I don't really have anything else to say. Okay, I'll see you guys later. If not gorilla stream, then over the weekend. Yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I'll be keeping in touch over like my small mini break. Yeah. And I'll see you later. Bye bye. Bye bye guys. Bye bye brothers. I miss Rebbi. I'm not done yet. Now I am. Bye.